players. Some say, YSG, you've got a cold heart. Yo, Smiley, come on, bring that heat like Ignatius.
Monster, if things don't go my way, then I'm gonna have to crunch you. Feed you to my chest, to the tavern where we go soon. I can't wait to see where this is going, what you gon' do. I don't give a damn how you feel, oh boo-hoo. Wait till a fire spit a monster. Shards of the dance floor, Louis V carpet. Fire, Rayzilla, fire. Monster, shards on the dance floor, Louis V carpet.
Heard he quit way with the clickbait, got paid, I made, I rate vids. Glow like nitrate, my fate is. Show you where my knife blade ends. Better hope we can bring the friends. Dopamine and the dopamine. Crack your skull like an opening. Shard 2X, here we go again. I'm a universe of death and I'm beyond your comprehension. I'll decapitate that fool if he enters my dimension. Alone in my life now, I don't need your permission. Boot all my cheaters out, call that CC suspension. Hair like extension, but without all the excuses. Looking for a top, I've been feeling all your nooses. I don't know when to stop, I'd be violating truces. Someone needs to do this, let me show you where the truth is. Clickbait like Medusa, your views are what I use. Like the words on my hoodie, I need a mirror to get through. You should fear the tubes, I've been deadly with the blues. I've been known to kill a synth, I'm a shepherd of the news.
Monster, if things don't go my way, then I'm gonna have to crunch you. Feed you to my chest, to the tavern where we go soon. I can't wait to see where this is going, what you gon' do. I don't give a damn how you feel, oh boo-hoo. Rayzilla, fire spit a monster. Shards of the dance floor, Louis V carpet. Fire, Rayzilla, fire. Monster, shards on the dance floor, Louis V carpet.
2021, what a year. Bittersweet is coming to an end. We gon' highlight a few things for the free to play and those that spin. Geomancer bro for one day, got us all hitting like Victor Tez. He did it first though without a bug, man he hit for over 700 mil. Sharp party with Layla at, who got partner this year. J Gigs, Uncle Patches, Smiley and Mr. Tham. Big shout to Saffron man, he the one that got us all hit. Can't forget Hell Hades helped us all to optimize gear. Doom Tower trying to do it fast, so we all gotta comp with us here. Or just use Chris, like Kenpachi says. I've been imagining the day that I could beat the Rayzilla monster. Gonna need a savage set, crit rate on attack chest. Gear cleanse, you be lucky if you get a gear cleanse. Front one, a mass bench stress, trying to roll substats. Will it be speed, will it be flat? CVC got me click, clack, click, clack, click like a lab rat. Is H-dub, you can ask chat. Yo, Gigs, tell him what's next.
How's it going, chat? Are you guys ready for another episode of the Nights of TELERIA?
Get a pack free, sadly, never happening. Keep 'em mad with the packs we bring. I can't be taking that heat. Take it back to brackets, the Halloween ringer. Look at my stat sheet. What attracts these people is my greatness, bitch. Like a 10x with a Valkyrie, like fat chicks. You never gonna grab me, neither. RNG the menace, here to dominate him, greatest ever nominate him. Get inside the beat like I'm a surgeon, time to operate. I'm cutting him again, my lyrics gonna blade him with the skill up above every fucking body in the game, debilitating every rapper thinking they can integrate him and make anybody who playing rate afraid to pay, but don't nobody want it, but they're gonna spin it anyway. Cause y'all beginning to see that I'm a villain, I'm a killer. You need to seal him, a thriller me. I'm a Liam Manila, you bringing the villain within me out of me. You don't wanna be here when I free the behemoth who lives in me. I keep it raving, call me Cena, cause they're in the sea of me. I'm the deity of rapidity, increasing the speed of killing any infinity. Motherfucker, you better run it, you finna be dead like free to play in silver 300% of you players couldn't beat a tenth of me. I'm at it to diminish you, bitch, I'm despicable. You wanna battle, I'm unkillable. I'm rolling with Dutch, invisible, I'm inexplicable, I'm unequivocal, I'm unforgivable, I'm fucking biblical, an orange criminal. You never catch him digital, the god I radar ruler. Man, stop.
Hey Nobo, how you doing, brother?
Magic keep, you know I'm bringing force like I'm Anakin. Torment got you frozen, now you pose like a mannequin. Solo with that crimson and Bumblebee my witness. No heart like I'm Harvest, from January to Christmas. You don't wanna miss this, more fusions. Welcome to TELERIA, miscreate when I stepped in. Plat reset is risky, like Clambo sending you back to the Bastion. System is getting landed, dude, Legos are getting unfolded now. 100k that's Hades, 100k that's Ash. 100 mil on CB shouts to Deadwood, that's that. One artifact that's 5 mil, one amulet that's 10. CC's killing off this beat, murder raking with that pen. I've got my mask on like Jensen. Victor holding records like weights out of bench press. Samurai Shing in arena with my Shadowkin. Jemba when now you're panicking. Skull crowns are getting taken out. Death Knight like Layla Fox. Sharp pulls for that summon rush. 3k subs in 8 months. Wanna shout you for all the love. Community we keep it strong. Polarian back and forth just like ping pong. Maybe in 5 years we'll get that Hydra boss. Forget a monster. You can call us Raidzillas. Sacreds. I don't wanna see ice like Frostbringers. Some say YST, you've got a cold heart. Yo, Smiley, come on, bring that heat like Ignatius.
Monster. If things don't go my way, then I'm gonna have to crunch you. Feed you to my chest, to the tavern where we go soon. I can't wait to see where this is going, what you gon' do. I don't give a damn how you feel, oh boo-hoo. Raidzilla, fire spit a monster. Shards of the dance floor, Louis V carpet. Fire, Raidzilla, fire. Monster, shards on the dance floor, Louis V carpet.
Heard he quit waking with a clickbait, got paid, I made, I raid viz. Flow like nitrate, my fate is. Show you where my knife blade ends. Better hope we then bring the friends. Dopamine and the dopamine. Crack your skull like an opening. Start 2x, here we go again. I'm a universe of death and I'm beyond your comprehension. I'll decapitate that fool if he enters my dimension. Alone in my life now, I don't need your permission. Boot all my cheaters out, call that CC suspension. Hair like extension, but without all the excuses. Looking for a top, I've been feeling all your nooses. I don't know when to stop, I be violating truces. Someone needs to do this, let me show you where the truth is. Clickbait like Medusa, your views are what I use. Like the words on my hoodie, on your mirror they get through. You should fear the tubes, I've been deadly with the blues. I've been known to kill a sense, I'm a shepherd of the news.
Monster. If things don't go my way, then I'm gonna have to crunch you. Feed you to my chest, to the tavern where we go soon. I can't wait to see where this is going, what you gon' do. I don't give a damn how you feel, oh boo-hoo. Raidzilla, fire spit a monster. Shards of the dance floor, Louis V carpet. Fire, Raidzilla, fire. Monster, shards on the dance floor, Louis V carpet.
2021, what a year. Bittersweet is coming to an end. We gon' highlight a few things for the free to play and those to spin. Geomancer bro for one day, got us all hitting like Victor Tez. He did it first though without a bug, man he hit for over 700 mil. Sharp party with Layla at, who got partner this year. J Gigs, Uncle Patches, Smiley and Mr. Tham. Big shout to Saffron man, he the one that got us all hit. Can't forget Hell Hades helped us all to optimize gear. Doom Tower trying to do it fast, so we all gotta comp with us here. Or just use Chris, like Kenpachi says. I've been imagining the day that I could beat the Raidzilla monster. Gonna need a savage set, crit rate on attack chest. Gear cleanse, you be lucky if you get a gear cleanse. Front one, a mass bench stretch, trying to roll sub stats. Will it be speed, will it be flat? CVC got me click, clack, click, clack, click like a lab rat. Is H-dub, you can ask chat. Yo, Gigs, tell him what's next.
Get a pack free, sadly, never happening. Keep 'em mad with the packs we bring. I can't be taking that heat. Take it back to brackets, the Halloween ring. Look at my stat sheet. What attracts these people is my greatness, bitch. Like a 10x with a Valkyrie, like fat chicks. You never gonna grab me, neither. RNG the minister to dominate, I'm greatest ever nominate. I'm getting inside the beat like I'm a surgeon, time to operate. I'm cutting him, I get my lyrics gonna blade him with the skill up above every fucking body in the game, debilitating every rapper thinking they can integrate him. And I make anybody who playing right afraid to pay, but don't nobody want it, but they're gonna spin it anyway. Cause y'all beginning to see that I'm a villain, I'm a killer. You need to seal him, a thriller me. I'm a Liam Manila, you bringing the villain within me out of me. You don't wanna be here when I free the behemoth who lives in me. I keep it raving, call me Cena, cause there ain't no seeing me. I'm the deity of rapidity, increasing the speed of killing any affinity. Motherfucker, you better run it, you finna be dead like free to play in silver 300% of you players couldn't beat a tenth of me. I'm at it to diminish you, bitch, I'm despicable. You wanna battle, I'm unkillable. I'm rolling with Dutch, invisible, I'm inexplicable, I'm unequivocal, I'm unforgivable, I'm fucking biblical, an orange criminal. You never catch him digital, the god I rate a ruler. Man, stop.
Magic keep, you know I'm bringing force like I'm Anakin. Torment got you frozen, now you pose like a mannequin. Solo with that crimson and Bumblebee my witness. No heart like I'm Harvest from January to Christmas. You don't wanna miss this, more fusions. Welcome to Teleria. Miscreate when I stepped in. Plat reset is risky. Like Clambo sending you back to the Bastion. System is getting landed. Dude, Legos are getting unfolded now. 100k that's Hades, 100k that's Ash. 100 mil on CB shots to Deadwood, that's that. One artifact that's 5 mil, one amulet that's 10. CC's killing off this beat, murder raking with that pen. I've got my mask on like Jensen. Victor holding records like weights out of bench press. Samurai Shing in arena with my shadow kid. Jemba when now you're panicking. Skull crowns are getting taken out. Death Knight like Layla Fox. Sharp pulls for that summon rush. 3k subs in 8 months. Wanna shout you for all the love. Community we keep it strong. Valerian back and forth just like ping pong. Maybe in 5 years we'll get that Hydra boss. Forget a monster. You can call us Raid Zillas. Sacreds. I don't wanna see ice like Frost Bringers. Some say YST, you've got a cold heart. Yo, Smiley, come and bring that heat like Ignatius.
Monster. If things don't go my way, then I'm gonna have to crunch you. Feed you to my chest, to the tavern where we go soon. I can't wait to see where this is going, what you gon' do. I don't give a damn how you feel, oh boo-hoo. Rayzilla, fire spit a monster. Shards of the dance floor, Louis V carpet. Fire, Rayzilla, fire. Monster, shards on the dance floor, Louis V carpet.
Heard he quit waking with a clickbait, got paid, I made, I raid viz. Flow like nitrate, my fate is. Show you where my knife blade ends. Better hope we then bring the friends. Dopamine and the dopamine. Crack your skull like an opening. Shard 2x, here we go again. I'm a universe of death and I'm beyond your comprehension. I'll decapitate that fool if he enters my dimension. Alone in my life now, I don't need your permission. Boot all my cheaters out, call that CC suspension. Hair like extension, but without all the excuses. Looking for a top, I've been feeling all your nooses. I don't know when to stop, I be violating intrusive. Someone needs to do this, let me show you where the truth is. Clickbait like Medusa, your views are what I use. Like the words on my hoodie, I need a mirror to get through. You should fear the tubes, I've been deadly with the blues. I've been known to kill a synth, I'm a shepherd of the news.
Monster. If things don't go my way, then I'm gonna have to crunch you. Feed you to my chest, to the tavern where we go soon. I can't wait to see where this is going, what you gon' do. I don't give a damn how you feel, oh boo-hoo. Rayzilla, fire spit a monster. Shards of the dance floor, Louis V carpet. Fire, Rayzilla, fire. Monster, shards on the dance floor, Louis V carpet.
2021, what a year. Bittersweet is coming to an end. We gon' highlight a few things for the free to play and those to spin. Geomancer bro for one day, got us all hitting like Victor Tez. He did it first though without a bug, man he hit for over 700 mil. Sharp party with Layla at, who got partner this year. J Gigs, Uncle Patches, Smiley and Mr. Tham. Big shout to Saffron Man, he the one that got us all hit. Can't forget Hell Hades helped us all to optimize gear. Doom Tower trying to do it fast, so we all got a comp with us here. Or just use Chris, like Kenpachi says. I've been imagining the day that I could beat the Rayzilla monster. Gonna need a savage set, crit rate on attack chest. Gear cleanse, you be lucky if you get a gear cleanse. Front one mass bench stretch, trying to roll subs fast. Will it be speed, will it be flat? CVC got me click, clack, click, clack, click like a lab rat. Is H-dub, you can ask chat. Yo Gigs, tell him what's next.
Get a pack free, sadly, never happening. Keep 'em mad with the packs we bring. I can't be taking that heat. Take it back to brackets, the Halloween ringer. Look at my stat sheet. What attracts these people is my greatness, bitch. Like a 10x with a Valkyrie, like fat chicks. You never gonna grab me, neither. RNG the menace here to dominate him, greatest ever nominate him. Get inside the beat like I'm a surgeon, time to operate. I'm cutting him again, my lyrics gonna blade him with a skill up above every fucking body in the game, debilitating every rapper thinking they can integrate him and make anybody who playing rate afraid to pay, but don't nobody want it, but they're gonna spin it anyway. Cause y'all beginning to see that I'm an villain, I'm a killer. You need to seal him, a thriller me. I'm a Liam Manila, you bringing the villain within me out of me. You don't wanna be here when I free the behemoth to listen me. I keep it raving, call me Cena, cause they're in the sea of me. I'm the deity of rapidity, increasing the speed of killing any affinity. Motherfucker, you better run or you finna be dead like free to play in silver 300% of you players couldn't beat a tenth of me. I'm at it to diminish you, bitch. I'm despicable. You wanna battle, I'm unkillable. I'm rolling with Dutch, invisible. I'm inexplicable. I'm unequivocal. I'm unforgivable. I'm fucking biblical. An orange criminal. You never catch him digital. The god I rate a ruler. Man, stop.
don't know if the new fusion's gonna be worth it, guys. I think it's going to be interesting, especially after we just had Mixwell. Every other fusion's gonna be a letdown. Chat. I think Plarium goofed it up with this. They blew their load too early, I guess you could say.
Keep you know I'm bringing force like I'm Anakin. Told me got you frozen, now you pose like a mannequin. Solo with that crimson and Bumblebee my witness. No heart like I'm Harvest from January to Christmas. You don't wanna miss this. More fusions. Welcome to Teleria. Miscreate when I stepped in. Plat reset is risky. Like Clambo sending you back to the Bastion. System is getting landed. Dude, Legos are getting unfolded now. 100k that's Hades, 100k that's Ash. 100 mil on CB shouts to Deadwood, that's that. One artifact that's 5 mil. One amulet that's 10. CC's killing off this beat, murdering king with that pen. I've got my mask on like Jensen. Victor holding records like weights out of bench press. Samurai Shing in arena with my Shanakin. Jemba when now you're panicking. Skull crowns are getting taken out. Death Knight like Layla Fox. Sharp pulls for that summon rush. 3k subs in 8 months. Wanna shout you for all the love. Community we keep it strong. Valerian back and forth just like ping pong. Maybe in 5 years we'll get that Hydra boss. Forget a monster. You can call us Raid Zillas. Sacreds. I don't wanna see ice like Frost Bringers. Some say YST you've got a cold heart. Yo Smiley come and bring that heat like Ignatius.
Monster. If things don't go my way, then I'm gonna have to crunch you. Feed you to my chest, to the tavern where we go soon. I can't wait to see where this is going, what you gon' do. I don't give a damn how you feel, oh boo-hoo. Rayzilla, fire spit a monster. Shards of the dance floor, Louis V carpet. Fire, Rayzilla, fire. Monster. Shards on the dance floor, Louis V carpet.
Heard he quit way with the clickbait, got paid, I made, I raid viz. Glow like nitrate, my fate is. Show you where my knife blade ends. Better hope we then bring the friends. Dopamine and the dopamine. Crack your skull like an opening. Start 2x, here we go again. I'm a universe of death and I'm beyond your comprehension. I'll decapitate that fool if he enters my dimension. Alone in my life now, I don't need your permission. Boot all my cheaters out, call that CC suspension. Hair like extension, but without all the excuses. Looking for a top, I've been feeling all your nooses. I don't know when to stop, I be violating truces. Someone needs to do this, let me show you where the truth is. Clickbait like Medusa, your views are what I use. Like the words on my hoodie, I need a mirror to get through. You should fear the tubes, I've been deadly with the blues. I've been known to kill a synth, I'm a shepherd of the news.
Monster. If things don't go my way, then I'm gonna have to crunch you. Feed you to my chest, to the tavern where we go soon. I can't wait to see where this is going, what you gon' do. I don't give a damn how you feel, oh boo-hoo. Rayzilla, fire spit a monster. Shards of the dance floor, Louis V carpet. Fire, Rayzilla, fire. Monster. Shards on the dance floor, Louis V carpet.
2021, what a year. Bittersweet is coming to an end. We gon' highlight a few things for the free to play and those that spin. Geomancer bro for one day, got us all hitting like Victor Ted. He did it first though without a bug, man, he hit for over 700 mil. Sharp party with Layla at, who got partner this year. J Gigs, Uncle Patches, Smiley, and Mr. Tham. Big shout to Saffron Man, he the one that got us all hit. Can't forget Hell Hades, helped us all to optimize gear. Doom Tower trying to do it fast, so we all gotta comp with us here. Or just use Chris, like Kenpachi says. I've been imagining the day that I could beat the Rayzilla monster. Gonna need a savage set, crit rate on attack chest. Gear cleanse, you be lucky if you get a gear cleanse. Front one, a mass bench stretch, trying to roll substats. Will it be speed, will it be flat? CVC got me click, clack, click, clack, click like a lab rat. Is H-dub, you can ask chat. Yo, Gigs, tell him what's next.
Get a pack free, sadly, never happening. Keep 'em mad with the packs we bring. I can't be taking that heat. Take it back to brackets, the Halloween ringer. Look at my stat sheet. What attracts these people is my greatness, bitch. Like a 10x with a Valkyrie, like fat chicks. You never gonna grab me, neither. RNG the minutes here to dominate. I'm greatest ever nominate. I'm getting inside the beat like I'm a surgeon. Time to operate. I'm cutting him again. My lyrics gonna blade him with the skill up above every fucking body in the game. Debilitating every rapper thinking they can integrate him and make anybody who playing rate afraid to pay, but don't nobody want it. But they're gonna spin it anyway. Cause y'all beginning to see that I'm Amityville. I'm a killer. You need to seal him a thriller. Me, I'm a Liam Manila. You bringing the villain within me out of me. You don't wanna be here when I free the behemoth to listen to me. I keep it raving, call me Cena. Cause they're in the sea of me. I'm the deity of rapidity. Increasing the speed of killing any infinity. Motherfucker, you better run it. You finna be dead like free to play in silver 3. 100% of you players couldn't beat a tenth of me. I'm at it to diminish you, bitch. I'm despicable. You wanna battle? I'm unkillable. I'm rolling with Dutch invisible. I'm inexplicable. I'm unequivocal. I'm unforgivable. I'm fucking biblical. An orange criminal. You never catch him digital. They got our radar roller. Man, stop.
Magic keep, you know I'm bringing force like I'm Anakin. Torment got you frozen, now you pose like a mannequin. Solo with that crimson and Bumblebee my witness. No heart like I'm Harvest from January to Christmas. You don't wanna miss this. More fusions. Welcome to Teleria. Miscreate when I stepped in. Plat reset is risky. Like Clambo sending you back to the Bastion. System is getting landed. Dude, Legos are getting unfolded now. 100k that's Hades, 100k that's Ash. 100 mil on CB shouts to Deadwood, that's that. One artifact that's 5 mil, one amulet that's 10. CC's killing off this beat, murdering king with that pen. I've got my mask on like Jetson. Victor holding records like weights out of bench press. Samurai Shing in arena with my Shanakin. Jemba when now you're panicking. Skull crowns are getting taken out. Death Knight like Layla Fox. Sharp pulls for that summon rush. 3k subs in 8 months. Wanna shout you for all the love. Community we keep it strong. Valerian back and forth just like ping pong. Maybe in 5 years we'll get that Hydra boss. Forget a monster. You can call us Raidzillas. Sacreds.
All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of the Knights of Teleria podcast. Thank you all for, hanging out those extra 15 minutes trying to get everything going. It's a little tough with Discord right now. I'm having some issues, but let's talk about, oh my God, a big week in Raid. We got champions being buffed. We've got Newt, who I think is going to be the answer to every single dungeon if he's already not. We got some blessings coming in, and then we got maybe a fusion? Who knows? But before we get started, let me introduce my co-host for the show today. Starting off to my left, I'm going to go with Mr. JR Star 3. Jay, how are you doing, brother?
Face, and I've just been just playing, doing things on the side, just working on my side stuff.
Yep, nope, I got you now. Let's go ahead, Jay, go again.
Okay. Yeah, I just been enjoying. That's all good, it's all good. Just been enjoying I had a break. I took a vacation for myself just to kind of take away from like real life and just basically a paid PTO. Just been playing Raid still, of course, doing stuff with my community, but also playing Wuthering Waves, which is like another gacha game, very similar to like Genshin. It's a very fast-paced, kind of like a anime kind of game, and I'm actually liking it a lot more. It's a more adult-like than Genshin's more like kiddie casual player. So I'm enjoying that game and playing a lot. I put like over 100 hours into it already, and yeah, I've been playing it pretty hardcore. But I've also just been doing Raid on the side, just helping out. Finished my takeovers. That madness is done, so now I'm kind of free. So yeah, so it's over. Yeah.
All right. That was a lot of takeovers. What'd you have, like 20 something, 30?
21 days.
21 days of takeovers, and you were doing full account takeovers, right? Everything. Wow. Commitment right there. All right. Right above me here, in what looks to be, I'm guessing, a Mach 6. Is that Goose on your left or Iceman? We got Mr.
I don't know. I
Cat
can't hear you over Danger Zone.
All right. How you doing, brother?
Pretty good. It's been a rough week, but feeling better. Happy to be here, and definitely excited that Raid has events.
Okay. Right above that, we've got a Mr. FinalKenpachi, Streamer of the Year, and somebody who actually did a little bit of a champion build and gear cleanse on my account. I gotta say, you built Alaz for me, and bro, I'm loving him. But Ken, what's going on?
Doing good, man. I actually watched your video. It was pretty fun video. I see you enjoyed the Alaz a lot. You should be show him more actually on the live arena, like 2-fight. Come on, man. Like I see you was start enjoying that moment. I'll listen him.
I felt like I might have gone a little too overboard with that, but I've been testing him in Hydra, and oh man, his second form is insane.
Yeah. Is that really that good on the Hydra second form?
Oh yeah.
We didn't build him for the Hydra, so maybe you need to change your gear, but
you don't really have to, because the nice part is if you have HP burnout, the A1 attacks twice.
Yeah, but this one damage based off the HP, so we didn't build him like high HP.
But his passive though works great off the HP. Right?
Oh, true. I
6
totally forget
HP for every 1 defense. So definitely,
true, I totally forget.
Definitely, he's one of those ones that is built perfectly for both ways, right? Mm-hmm. All right, so we've got somebody from last week who took a little bit of a time off, but I want to find out, did he pull anything big on us while he was out? Mr. Gestal Gaming. Gestal, what's going on, brother?
Yeah, great to be back. Missed last week, missed you guys, missed hanging out with you, hearing all the opinions, Miss Bronco. But yeah, I pulled a lot of mythicals this week, but they're all like dupes and trips, so I haven't really built anything new in the account. But we got a +2 Arbus now, +1 Mikage. Well, I'm not sure if I'm gonna +1 Mikage, but another Mikage and a +1 Garl. Yeah, I think having 2 Mikages would be pretty nice.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So I hit, which is great, but I didn't get any of those kind of meta Alazes, as we just heard of, or Lazarius, or what we like to call Great Kale, the man, one of the best champs in the game. So.
I'm sure you'll get a lot of sympathy from chat for pulling.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, I've only have 3 mythicals.
Just being honest.
One is a fusion. One was actually Alaz was pulled from a remnant. My son pulled him while we were sitting in bed watching a movie, and he's like, "Dad, can I pull it?" I was like, "Yeah, what the hell?"
Beautiful.
And he pulled Alaz, and I'm freaking the hell out. And actually, I gotta share something with you guys in just a second here, because this was insane. And then I only have Carnage after that. So, and I don't know yet. I don't know about this guy, but. In the green little square right there, we've got somebody who again was gone on us last week, but hopefully he had some fun with some bridesmaids. Mr. MXPJ. PJ, what's going on, brother?
Yeah, welcome, good to be back. Had a good time at the wedding. It was went too fast, but had a good time with the fam, and yeah, had some watched UFC last night. That was really good, and yeah, happy to talk about Raid and see all you guys' opinions.
All right. All right, guys. So this week we have a lot of things that were dropped on us by Raid. We've got the new fusion. We've got the 2 champions that are being rebuilt. I don't think we're going to have a lot of time to touch up on them, because I want to focus more on the fusion and everything else going on. But let me find this picture real quick that I want to show you guys, because I'm sitting on Discord last night with my son, Bob, and a couple other guys, and I'm doing the whole referral accounts for my my alts, and so he did a 6-pop, right? One on each account. These are all level 40 accounts that I'm going to be giving away at some point in time. But look at what he pulled off of the one shard that that was given to each account. Not a single rare. He pulled Mezamel on one account, Ferric and the Fat, Ambassador, Elva, Toomey, and then Ursine Ironhide is kind of trash. But I mean, it was insane. I'm sitting there and I'm like, no way. I'm 150 shards into Mercy. Still not to get one single legend mythical out of it. And he pulls Mezamel on it. I was like, what the hell? What the hell? And again, this is going to be an account that's probably going to go off to some new player, you know, who's like, hey, I'm new to the community and I don't have anything. And I'm going to say, here, take it.
Mezzo.
But all right, so let's start off first with you know, the big thing, and that's going to be the nerfs coming to dungeon bosses. Now, they gave us this little bit of a snippet here. Let me pull this up, right? And it was kind of odd because let me just lower this down just a little bit just in case I don't blow anybody's ears out. But Newt looks to be the answer to everything, guys.
This animation is so fun.
I love this one. I love this.
He blamed the horse?
You guys hear him. He's sitting there pointing at the horse saying, no, please, no. I love it. I love it. I feel like the Iron Twins, if they could have said something right here, would have been like, oh shit. All right, so here's the thing. I feel like Newt is already OP enough in every single dungeon. And I feel like it's going to be one of those things where we're going to be able to control the turn meter of the champions, of the bosses. Now, based off what you guys saw, real quick, give me what your thoughts are on what is the change going to be. And I'm going to start this off with PJ first.
I don't know. I feel like Nut is really good in these bosses now, like with the enemy max HP. So I don't know, like, really if it's like a hint to the change or it's just a cool animation. We might be looking too much into it. Maybe it'll be turn meter if you think there is a correlation because of the A1.
I think so, just because let me pull up a dungeon here or something. Like when you look at Newt hitting his A3, he swings his sword from the bottom. But his A1, he always swings his sword from the top, or his axe, right? Or maybe it's vice versa, but let me see here. Yeah, so he does it with the A1. So I don't know. What do you continue? Sorry, I think it's going to be turn meter manipulation.
I mean, yeah, if it's something to do with Newt, then that's would make sense. Whether it's going to say or more enemy max HP, which is already good in it now, or maybe they're gonna make no damage cap.
Okay, good. Actually, I see Sus here making a real good comment. Maybe freeze is going to come into play like it did with Fire Knight, you know, decreasing turn meter. So that.
But they already did that with Fire Knight. Like, I don't know if they're gonna do it again. Maybe.
Maybe. I mean, it makes a little bit of sense. Come to think about it, with that.
I don't know if they're gonna do all 4 freeze though. That's a lot. That's a big change to all of them to do all freeze with them. I feel like it'd be like different for all of them. I don't think it'd be all the same, or maybe it would be all the same, but I don't think freeze would be the answer to all of them. I think it'd be something different.
Okay.
Maybe I'm gonna say damage cap. They'll do something with the damage cap.
Okay, so you think they're gonna increase the damage cap? All right.
Yeah.
Jay, what about you?
There's a few things. I think it could be. I see what you mean by turn meter reduction. Maybe there could be a new thing where, freeze, right? Because freeze is supposed to keep people in place. Maybe if you like have like decreased speed and you freeze somebody, you can reduce turn meter. They could add some different mechanics to the game and add new flavor so that if you're using champions like Newt or anybody else, you can actually get some interesting teams. But I actually think it's going to be like you said, it's going to be turn meter reduction because you can reduce a Sand Devil, but you get destroyed enemy max if you do that, right? So maybe with Nut, you might be able to reduce turn meter of like Iron Twins or Shogun.
Wait
a lot of us
minute.
are already actually using the champion. Like I'm already using 2 of them in Iron Twins and Shogun. I don't use it in Sand Devil because I don't have the specific champions to do that team, but I'm already using it actually in those bosses. I just don't use it for like decreasing turn meter.
I think.
But putting
go ahead, Jay. Go ahead, Jay. I'm sorry.
But like adding like following what you guys were saying about freeze, I don't think they're gonna do freeze like for like just like Fire Knight. It makes more sense with Fire Knight. He became tainted. He's a Fire Knight. I think it makes more sense. But if they did do something where like if someone has a debuff and then you freeze them, they could add another effect to it. That'd be interesting because Newt does freeze and decrease turn meter. So all you gotta do is just bring decreased speed, right? That's the only thing I could see how they could make a mechanic like that added and add a flavor to the game, which could be used everywhere, not just these 3 bosses. But I think it's just going to be damage cap as well. Could be another reason, like MXPJ said. Maybe like multi hits off of enemy max, right? Like only Royal Guard can only hit once. A Krizik can hit twice. Certain champions can hit multi. Some people can hit it once. So maybe multi hits do not cap out at 10. Maybe they just do normal. So maybe something like that. So that's why they were showcasing Newt there.
Okay.
Or stacks up 10, 15, 20 or something.
Let me throw this at
That would
you
be a great
though.
idea.
Turn meter manipulation decreases our enemy max HP, but Adlin, who they said is going to be the one that answers the call for Sand Devils, restores the enemy max HP and then heals you. So, Gestal, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, my thoughts. This is the first I'm seeing this, so I guess really my initial thought, to be honest with you, is they had the new character model and stuff already done, so they just use them for the video. That was kind of what I was thinking. I don't know if
it's just
you
for the
guys
video.
are
I don't think there's anything.
They hired the new guy.
So that was my initial reaction.
Good speculation,
so,
though.
Yeah, I do like the speculation. I think it's interesting. I love diving down rabbit holes, so I'm all about it, man. But I think you're probably right. It's probably turn meter manipulation. That seems to make the most sense. All the other things would be great too. I don't know. New is insane in all dungeons, so maybe it's just all right. Well, he's gonna be best in all the dungeons now. And they're just kind of showing us, a preview to it. I really don't know.
Yeah, definitely. Just real quick, we got some shout outs here. Let me give a shout out to Mr. Storm Gaming, who's not with us today, but is in chat. And then Fall Reload, who is also another Twitch streamer. Make sure you guys go give him the follow. Show some love, please, and thank you guys. All right. Hey, Mr. Streamer of the Year, what are your thoughts?
I mean, they said the changes they are going to make here is not going to be affect the current existence team, right?
Mm-hmm.
If they give the GNOT the Terminator manipulation, I believe some people using Godseeker's GNOT, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it can be ruined that comp on the Sand Devil. The another thing is kind of weird. GNOT is not useful on the Phantom Shogun because he's weak affinity.
Unless you have him in Affinity Breaker. Yeah.
No, Affinity Breaker not going to be 100%, so... is that?
It does introduce a chance to fail.
Yeah.
You have a double. No, that's Sand Devil.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying Sand Devil for this comp, it's not going to work. But as for the Shogun...
No, this comp is still going to work. He's never using his A1.
Yes,
I'm talking Phantom Shogun. He's Magic Affinity, so he's going to be weak. Plus, Iron Twin rotation is changing, so when the Magic Affinity happen, again, G not going to be weak Affinity. I think they just show this video to hype the people with no reason. I don't think they are gonna nerf the boss by buffing the single champion.
Okay.
That would be bad, to be honest. Bad decision. You know, like people like Vito Ginat, what they are gonna do. You know.
Well, that's a perfect question right there, Chad. How many of you guys actually have G-Nut? You know, or how many of you missed out on him? That's a good question. But Ken, anything else to lead off on that?
No, that's all, man.
Okay, all right. Brunt, what about you?
Well, I agree that G-Nut is just there because they have the animations. They had it from the Arbiter stuff. He's one of the more recent champions they made, so it was just easy to use him as an example. And he's already known as a boss killer, so from that perspective, I think that just kind of makes people feel powerful seeing him run at there. What I actually suspect is if you look at Adeline's kit, her A3 can place some of those debuffs through a block buffs or block debuffs, I believe, and then her A1 can steal some buffs. So what I suspect is going to happen is they might actually change the Sand Devil. So instead of being immune to buffs when he's not sleeping, if he's not sleeping, he puts a block buffs on himself regularly somehow. So Adeline is going to be there to steal that block buffs and or place through it and be one of the solutions for that doesn't require you to bring like a block debuff champion with him when you sleep them or something like that. Because that's one of the reasons that he's super tough is the only time you can ever debuff him is when he's sleeping. So if they give you other options to debuff him even when he's not sleeping, you know, now to be fair, that also might break other teams because that'll break a Siffy team. So I don't know if that's going to work or not, but it's one of it's one of the things I'm thinking of.
All right. So
I feel like the only way to nerf this dungeon without affecting any team is just reducing his resistance.
okay.
That's the only option is coming to my mind. Like because there is loss of the team, anything they are gonna touch is gonna ruin some of them.
Okay.
There's the fact that there's 3 dungeons that require 600 plus accuracy, and they're the only places in PvE that require that much accuracy. That's definitely a problem with the dungeon.
Well, Amius requires 550, I think, accuracy.
That's
So,
the
Which is
hardest
lower.
boss in the game,
Yeah.
and you beat it once.
Yeah,
Not a
and
daily thing.
the accuracy for most of those dungeons is actually around the same rate. It's like 550, 500, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But okay, so let me ask you. We're gonna flip into the next part of the series, but would you guys book your Adelin if she was part of the fastest comp for Sand Devils? Let's go with PJ first.
Fast. Oh, doesn't matter how fast. When I book her,
He's like,
yes,
no,
maybe. I mean, I use Blizzard right now, and I like this. I like the food, so I don't know, I'd probably stick with that. So I probably wouldn't.
Okay. Jay, what about you?
Did you just book her?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Couldn't wait 2 days. 2 days.
hurt
2 more
me.
days.
My eyes.
In terms of booking this champion, I've been debating it not only just because of the challenge, but a lot of people might not know this, but I'm actually using Adeline and Wixwell, and I've gotten a personal record on all affinities of Iron Twins using Chronicler Adeline. Getting that extra Brimstone, right, 5-star. I didn't go for the 5-star Wixwell. I can only get the 4 at the moment. But I have a Blizzard 6-star, so I basically created an ally protection team and shield team very similar to Valkyrie, but you get less animations from because there's no counterattacks, right? So you just go out there just hitting the boss with War Master procs and Brimstones, and then you got Geo just basically doing the whole thing. So I don't have to use a typical, cookie cutter Emic or block damage or unkillable team. I'm just using that, and I'm getting about like 1:20 to 1:30 on all affinities, so it's pretty crazy. Pretty happy about it. I was trolling, trying her out there just to like play around on stream, and it actually turned out to be one of the best. So I'm considering about actually booking the champion.
Wait, can I say something?
Go ahead.
So Storm in chat says, of course you book her. So like, if you're a super late game endgame player that has like unlimited energy, like yeah, of course you're gonna build the fastest team and you're gonna book her. But like for me or someone that doesn't have like unlimited energy during CVC, like it's probably not worth it. If that was the case.
Right. Yeah, don't
No,
look
Jay.
at what I'm doing, guys, because I'm a filthy whale. But Brunt,
I know, Jay, if you actually book her, that actually will possibly cause problems because she won't use her A1 as much, and that's the only action that actually hits. So you actually will get less brimstone if you book her than if you don't, as weird as that sounds.
Okay. All right, let's go with Gestal next. What about you?
Yeah, I'm in the Blizzard camp. I like the food. When I run my Sand Devils, I honestly really only run Sand Devils like when they have these tournaments to get the rewards. I don't know. I wish they would do more Shogun tournaments, honestly. I think they've
I
done
don't think they've
one.
ever done one.
I think they've done
would be the
one.
first one.
Yeah, there was like one that was it, and it wasn't even like it wasn't even how fast you could do it. It's just if you could do it or something.
Yeah, it was weird. It was a weird tourney, but yeah, they need to start doing those. Regardless, so I wouldn't book her for that, but I am gonna book her for the competition we're in, for the Hydra competitions.
Okay, all right.
So I will be booking her this CBC for that.
You don't need to be booked. I ran around.
Try hard.
Ken's looking at us like, you guys are too pay to win from my. Okay, real quick, 2 shout outs. We got Jarec Gaming in Twitch. Kazed, do me a favor, brother, drop your YouTube channel, and he's a brand new raid content creator who's also going to be taking part in the Aidland challenge. And then over on the YouTube side, we see him sneaking in there. We got Mr. Zero Brew. Let's give him a shout out. I don't know if we can do it on Twitch with YouTube, but shout out to Mr. Zero Brew. Out to wherever you are, brother, having some fun, hopefully. All right, Ken, your turn, brother. What do you got to say?
Bro, I record the video for this challenge. Obviously, I didn't book her, but I don't know, should I upload it or not, because I don't like the result, you know? And no, I cannot book her, guys. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry, even for the challenge. For your question, I will 100% book her.
Okay.
I thankfully have a double nuts, so my team is already very fast, so I don't have to worry about that. But let's say if I wasn't have it, I will 100% book her. You know, she also have usage on the very end game content, Amuse, guys. Like, she's great on that because they give us free 5-star. So 5-star means like your champion not gonna die that easy on Amuse. It's a noticeable difference. And she have 2 useful debuff against the boss. And actually decrease attack more likely, and heal. You know, her heal is amazing on the Amuse, so yeah, I will definitely book her.
Okay. Hey, Ken, we got a quick question here for you. Are you a worker of Plarium because you got the 2 nuts? Because, you know, being free to play, it's kind of hard to get 2 of them.
I actually got him from Prism, man. I couldn't believe myself too. Like, I'm like, wow. Like,
all right.
If you feel better, I'm still mythicless, okay?
Listen,
I still didn't put any single mythical.
I'm here with you. If it wasn't for the 1 remnant, I wouldn't have gotten it. That's the only reason why I might even consider doing Cursed City anymore. Brunt, what about you, man?
Well, on my main, I've got the Blizzard comp, so I like running food with that. On my alt, right now I'm running Godseeker and Drang. It's not the greatest. I can't run food with it because I've got the fast build. I don't have enough of a soul on Godseeker. So yeah, I would certainly think about booking her if that became a much faster comp or more efficient comp. I also think that if Pelarium does think about it and decides to buff her a little bit, and honestly, the easy buff would be to just make her A3 and AoE. Suddenly she's useful in a ton of content. I would absolutely book her then, because if that A3 becomes useful outside of Sand Devil, she becomes a useful champion because her kit's not horrible. It's just lacking any real clear use right now.
Okay. All right. So with that said, let's talk a little bit about the Hydra challenge. Now, I think overall we've got close to 12 or 13 creators that are taking part in this. And again, this is open to all creators, whether they're official or non-official. So if you guys do have somebody else out there, make sure you go hit them up. But let's check in a little bit with how your teams have been. Have you guys been satisfied with your keys? Are you still working towards it? And I'm going to start with PJ first.
Yeah, so I've done a lot of theory crafting. I'm waiting for CVC to do some booking on some peeps. It's just really hard to use Adeline and Nightmare Hydra. It just feels like it's like a 5v4 against Hydra. It feels like she just doesn't like do anything. So it's definitely a challenge. And I haven't even like run the teams yet. Just like theory crafting and trying to get in like all the debuffs and buffs you are looking for, and like a Nightmare team that's gonna like last and survive and do some damage. It's difficult. But yeah, as far as what I've been thinking, I mean, I can share. I guess I could talk about it a little bit.
Well,
don't share. Don't share.
Don't share.
Don't
Okay.
share, because you know one of these guys might snipe it from you.
Yeah, I mean, I think Bronco's already doing the Wixwell thing.
Yeah, like he's gonna win anyway. So.
Might be far from that.
We are
but,
looking for a second.
Yeah, it's hard to come up with ideas, but it's a cool challenge.
Okay. So let me ask you: do you think she's more of a
vault champion? Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Normal Hydra maybe.
Yeah.
All right. But so she makes it extremely difficult for you to be able to put a full comp together, is what you're saying?
Yeah, because she just doesn't really bring anything to Hydra outside of like her healing on the A2. You could run her in like you can run her a provoke set, I guess, for like the A1 as like but outside to help bring a little bit, but yeah, she doesn't really bring much to Hydra.
Okay. I will say that's the number one thing that almost every creator has said to me is, oh my god, she's too handicapping the competition. But Jay, what about you, brother?
So I have definitely done it on stream, like creating the comp and theory crafting behind it. I haven't fully done it yet. I did one just try out key full auto just to see see around. It got about to 21 mil, and then it just fell apart. Kind of so like piggybacking what MXPJ said. Pretty much, yeah, you get some brimstones. You can get decreased speed on the specific head you want, but that's pretty much it. All she does is heal. I think her A1 should return debuffs, back to the enemy, kind of like a Lissandra. Instead of her stealing stuff, who cares if she steals buffs? I can understand removing debuffs from her, but I think it would make sense with her passive to transfer all debuffs, kind of like Alessandra's A1. Because the more debuffs she puts on people, the more that her allies deal more damage based on how many debuffs she's thrown. So I think that would be pretty cool as an adjustment. Some people said why her A2 doesn't cleanse. Would be nice if it cleansed as well, but I guess they don't want to add every single support to cleanse. I get that. But other than that, I have definitely used her. I have to re-gear 3 champions. Right, and pretty much I have to do that during CVC. But I pretty much already know my 6 champions that I'm going to use. I just got to build them out. So
okay. I am noticing that a couple of people did say the A2 here that restores the HP destroyed first and then heals against the head of decay basically negates the effect. So you kind of need to have the miracle heal on it to make it work. Yep. But Ken, what are your thoughts, man? Since you've already done.
Bro, I give them my best gear. Like, I'm like, what? Is it Nightmare? Since when this is difficult, Like, where is my Krisk, Where is my Archer girl?
Well, hey, it's nice that content creators have to be put in the position of the 99% of the community.
Bro, like, I actually tried it probably over 10 times. Like, my champion dying in the turn 5 or something like that. I swear to God, I record this video twice. Okay. One of them, like, I just got fail. Then I just start swearing. Obviously, I cannot put that. The second one, I was a little bit chill. But even the second one, the first attempt was fail. I'm like, alright, guys, let's try again. Then I reached some okay-ish number. Still very disappointed for me, but
okay.
I actually give her Brimstone, by the way, because 5-star. So, very helpful Brimstone she's casting. And her A3, I give her accuracy as well, which is she will decrease attack debuff as well with the decrease speed. So, especially this rotation, guys, Vrat hitting a lot, man, on the Nightmare. Like, you want to keep him under decrease attack, that for sure. But obviously, she wasn't booked, RNG element, 75%, 4-turn cooldown, all this stuff was really limit me. But yeah, it was definitely a tough challenge, like tougher than I thought, because I literally, like guys, I used Geomancer in the reflex gear, okay? Let me tell you. 310 speed, double refresh accessory. Like, that's the best I can do, and yeah, you guys can see it on the video, man. I released.
Okay. Nobo, no, you can't. You cannot use Mr. Naki because he wasn't accessible to everybody if you didn't have shards. So he was out of the question. He's pullable from a shard. He was not a fusion.
I actually checked Chris Faz the fusion, but didn't find it. So.
Well, maybe we'll have to talk to Plarium about that. Next Christmas fusion might be a Chris level fusion. But let's go with Brunt. Brunt, I know we had a little bit of an exchange about the Aidlin and how handicap.
That was bad. I was so frustrated for a while. I did it on stream last week Wednesday, and I've got it all recorded. I'm going to chop it up, but I was running teams that weren't getting to 10 million at one point in time with Wixwell. I was having all kinds of problems. I was trying to use like Oboro Mikage for some damage and it just wasn't working. Although to be fair, some of that's because I have 0 blessing on my Oboro, and the Oboro that goes nuts is a 6-star blessing. So, there was some of that too. And then finally I reached deep into the lore of Raid Shadow Legends and pulled out a really old fusion, which you guys will certainly check. I guess, okay, you're going to spoil it. Go ahead. But yes, there is a possible old fusion that is a champion that I would have never thought of bringing into Hydra, along with, yes, Geomancer, that, he did half of my 90-ish million. So
old fusions, huh?
90 mil.
Was it Brogni?
No, it was Mr. Rodos, believe it or not.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
I brought an Arena Rodos into it. I didn't re-gear him or anything. I just brought an Arena Rodos in there, and then him and Geo combined for 85 of my 90 million.
Nice.
Wow.
Okay.
Adela didn't even break 500,000, I think, damage. It was really bad. Now, there were a couple things. I may end up rerunning that key again, too, because I think I had blessings I hadn't even bought yet on some of the champions, including Adeline. I don't think I'd actually given her blessings, so it was like, that made a difference, giving me some brimstone out there as well. I put her in provoke gear because it was really the only thing I could think of that would bring any use other than occasionally hitting with the A2. And yeah, as I mentioned to you, I brought up with you specifically that A3, the heal is okay. But the
A2, you mean?
Because it does the destroyed HP before the heal, you lose almost all the exact same destroyed HP afterwards. So she makes no progress if decay is out there.
Right. And
so it might as well not be there.
I did feed that back to Plarium too to see if maybe something could be done about that. Maybe when the head of decay is out, just to kind of negate that effect. Like her heal can't destroy the enemy max HP or something, or destroy your HP or something when the head of decay is out. I don't know. I think giving her something like that would be pretty good.
Or even just, honestly, just mapping her passive. So her passive says that allies cannot have their max HP reduced while she's out, or something like that. I mean,
allies deal 3% more damage to the targets if with the debuffs placed by her. But yeah, I see what you mean. Like that would actually be a little bit better. Ken?
Sorry, I was just want to joke about the fusion. Did you saw the Plarium answer about the fusion A2 ability?
I did not, but let's go ahead and let's jump into that part, which is the fusion. Now, when I saw her, I was like, okay, new fusion, here we go. I looked at the skill kit, and I think it was Jay that said it was Islin 2.0. Now, we're going to go through, I'm going to read off the whole skill kit, and we'll kind of go through all of that stuff, but the A1 attacked intruder, there we go. Attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 30% chance of placing a provoke for 1 turn, has a 10% chance of counterattacking when ally arbiter is hit, occurs once per turn, buffs up to 50%. Now, they've been doing this with Wixwell too. It was provoke, and I think a couple of the other fusions lately have had provokes on the A1 too, right? Islin too, yeah. Islin. So I guess they're trying to give us some sort of way to deal with the head of decay, but I don't know. And then they throw this whole thing with the arbiter in it. which is kind of weird because they've never done this before, guys. They've never already given us some synergy with a champion that's already in game. Usually the pairs come around Valentine's Day and they're both together. So could we be looking at maybe an Arbiter buff? Or maybe some more plays coming in? Who knows? But A1, quick thoughts. Let's go with PJ first.
Worst version of Wixwell's A1.
Okay.
I mean, it's all right, but it's like a 50-50 on each hit, which isn't really 100%. It's like 75 or something. I don't know how the math actually works, but I mean, it's okay A1. The counterattack, or if you have Arbiter, is cool, but it forces you to bring Arbiter, which means it's a slot taken from someone else that you might want to use in that area.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's it's Wixwell's A1, but worse pretty much with the little bit of Arbiter side dish.
Okay. Now let's go with Ken next.
I mean, solid A1 against the Hydra, but I'm kind of bored about this same A1 over and over again. Like, can you be more creative? Like, can you give us like something else? Like, what is that?
Okay.
Why they keep giving us the same A1 for the Hydra? Why they keep giving us the fusion for the Hydra? Are they preparing something?
It could be. I mean, they've been talking about a new Hydra head, new difficulty for a while now. So we could very well be looking at something coming down that pipeline. But you know, I think the A1 provoke probably is the best one that they could give us for Hydra, just because of the head of decay. You know, Jay.
Yeah, it's a watered down version of an A1. I mean, I see what they're trying to. This could be like maybe a new thing they're trying to do, like kind of like what they do with the faction hate, where certain champions hated other factions and they got different effects. Maybe this could be something like where they want to bring older champions that no one's using and make them more meta. So that's why they're adding Arbiter. But like, I still think it's such a small chance. Like, why not keep it 50-50 for both? Why is it 30% less if I bring a character? It's kind of crazy. I think I would just remove that RNG part, you know, and just let it happen. So if Arbiter's there you go. She gets the guaranteed go and attack. But overall, it's pretty underwhelming. I'd give it like a 5 out of 10.
Okay, I think, you know, the second part here has a 10% chance of counterattacking with ally Arbiter is hit. I think if Arbiter was on the team, it should just be 100%.
Who uses an Arbiter on Hydra?
Well,
so low
that's
of a chance.
exactly it, right?
I mean, maybe super early game, but super early game you cannot get the fusion that easily.
Right, exactly. Who is really using Arbiter? So if, you know, you want to put somebody in there, you want to bring Arbiter, and I honestly don't think Arbiter could even do anything in Hydra other than maybe the full team revive and turn meter boost, which even at that point is,
I mean, not terrible, but
she's decent.
You know,
early on, I used to use her a lot, actually.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Gestal, what about you?
Yeah, I agree with everyone. You know, 100% on Wixwell against bosses is obviously amazing. 50% on a 2-hitter is meh. Probably before Wixwell, it's not that bad of an A1, but now after that, especially so close to it, it's kind of bad. So yeah, I don't know. I don't understand this champ, as we kind of all said. I feel like I don't know. I don't understand this champ. I don't understand why it's coming out. I don't understand why it's a companion champ to Arbiter, but Arbiter doesn't have anything unless that's going to change this week. So yeah, overall, weird A1, weird fusion.
Okay.
Also, real quick.
Yep.
Wixwell's A1 is a 60% chance when booked 2-hitter as well. So it's also better in that. That is like better.
Yeah.
Versus 50.
Brunt, what about you, man?
I mean, it's an A1. Everyone, even if you got a Wixwell, you need a second champion to do it. So from that perspective, I don't hate that they're doing multiple champions with this. I think the bigger problem with this champion is that the overall kit just doesn't really scream much of anything particularly exciting. unless you are a very early game player looking for clan boss solutions. And even then, if you skip the Wixwell fusion, you've already screwed yourself out of that. If you have the Wixwell fusion, you don't need this champion.
Yeah.
So the timing does not sit well with a champion. That said, this kit actually looks very good for progression in clan boss. Very, very good kit.
Okay. Let's go with the A2. Now, this one, I haven't asked the question yet, but attacks all enemies, has a 75% chance of removing all shield buffs. Could this remove the shield buff that the Head of Decay places? I think that's a question I gotta ask Plarium. And one random buff from all enemies, then places a shield buff on all allies for 2 turns. The value of the shield is proportional to this champion's defense. So this is going to work like a Valkyrie's, shield based on defense. Now, it does book up to 100% and a 3-turn cooldown. Let's assume that it does not decrease or remove the shield from the Head of Decay when it places it.
No, it's a protected buff.
Yeah, it's a protected buff.
Okay.
Nobody can do it.
Is it a protected buff? I thought it wasn't.
Yeah, you
It's
cannot
protected,
remove
but it's also noted that it cannot be removed by players. It has to be killed.
Okay. All right. So then that squashes that argument. But let's go with Brunt first. What do you think? A2, brother.
Well, that goes back to my clan boss thing. For clan boss, a damage ability with a shield, not a bad ability. If this actually does decent damage, could be useful in arena, but it's going to have to be an absolute nuke to be good in arena. And that's where the A1 then falls apart as an arena champion, because that's going to get her sheeped.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, I don't foresee this being used in arena whatsoever. I mean,
well, that's the only use for the Arbiter part of it too. Is that's the other place you would think of Arbiter as arena.
That's true.
And I guess for early game accounts, better than nothing in arena, especially when you're in bronze tag team. This could be a OP strategy in bronze arena. Somebody that strips the enemy shields and then throws a shield out there and actually hits pretty hard with it. That's actually going to be good in low level arena.
Damn you, Brunt. Now you're making me want to think about doing it on my alt account.
You're welcome.
But she cannot hit hard without increased defense though. Arbiter doesn't give increased defense.
That's true.
Yeah, that's part of the reason it's not a great
I was thinking about that whenever I see her skill first time. Passive skill, we are going to talk about that soon, but
yep.
What if we bring her to the Arbiter team? When the Arbiter uses an A3 ability, she's given increased attack, at the same time increased defense buff. That's a massive Arbiter buff. Because most of the people cannot use Arbiter on their defensive nuker, right? Because they need a Sife. And there is not any other champion besides the Sife can do it. Almost pretty much Field Tormentor. There is just rare champion, Dorn Scratch, I think, from the same faction, Undead.
Odreg.
That will be so smart and
Doom Screech to turn meter boost and increase defense.
Yeah.
Hey, Ken,
Odreg does it
are you
without
leaking
doing
information
it.
to us right now that we don't know
No,
about?
I wish, man. I really wish they are a little bit that smart, but
we're just trying to confirm whether you do actually work for Plarium or not. All right, and let's go with Gestal next.
Yeah, again, kind of what Bront was saying, all right, so Arbiter's typically used in arena. I mean, we could try and stretch it. I know some early accounts will use Arbiter and Hydra. My free-to-play used her there for a little bit. But it's, if you're looking at this in arena, it kind of caught... One, I almost, at this point, because I run Narcissus so much, I want to see shields. So someone that's taking those shields off, I'm mad about it. But two, she's probably getting sheeped. So I don't know. She doesn't fit in, and that's where she would be most useful. Is if you could run her with Arbiter in arena, and she really doesn't fit into that.
Okay. I mean, Sheep, they've said that they're not happy with the way Sheep is going, so it should be reworked. We just don't know when. Jay, what you got for me, brother?
So unfortunately, when you attack with the skills, since she's an affinity champion, she's going to weak hit. which is annoying. In terms of like removing buffs and stuff like that, I don't like that. I think she should remove the shields and remove buffs before she attacks. That would have been pretty cool. And then placing the shield based on defense is pretty cool. But then what is, like we said earlier, what does that make sense with Arbiter? Unless Arbiter gets a new buff that says whenever she puts increased attack on a champion that's not attack, they get a different buff. So like supports would get increased accuracy, or defense champion gets increased defense. That'd be a good pairing, and then it make more sense to use these two champions together. But yeah, that's the only thing I don't like about. Yeah, that's so weird, right?
So could we be getting a Padrig type level Arbiter?
Yeah. They should have changed it for Padraig because it doesn't make sense on him. He doesn't need accuracy at all. He needs resistance. But either way, I mean, he does put it on. Yeah, or shield. That would have been nice. Yeah.
Okay.
But those are two things that I would change on this skill, because it's like, it's nice unless it has a big smack. Like unless all her multipliers are huge, right? Then I might build her as a nuker, but just for fun. But I do like to build ally protector nukers like Islin, Snidtrack. I like to do that. It's fun, but I don't know, man. Overall, that's kind of underwhelming. She feels like a 2022 character. She doesn't feel like a 2024 Armand's or Wixwell, you know?
Yep, I agree. I agree with you. PJ, A2.
Yeah, I wish it would remove all buffs. I mean, a little bit more, or 2 buffs more. I mean, all buffs would be nice. The value of the shield is also pretty important. Hopefully it's a pretty big shield. Yeah, it just, I don't know, it just needs a little bit more. Seems like it's just missing something. If it's max, then obviously, yeah, you can use it as a nuker. But if you're gonna use it as a support, I feel like removing all buffs instead of just one would be a addition to the A2.
Okay. Yeah, so overall, I mean, I think it's a solid A2 for early game. It's not going to do anything for, more end of game accounts. But again, I feel when I saw the Arbiter thing, I was like, Arbiter might be getting a rework, right? But let's go into the A3.
And I didn't.
Yep.
I didn't.
Oh, sorry, my bad. My bad.
No worries. So I agree with the PJ. Like, this is a legendary champion, man. She need to remove all the buff, not specific buff. Only beside, like, she's removing buff. Arbiter is speed champion, boosting your turn meter, speed aura 30%, right? Which means you are going first. Then she's removing the buff and place your shield. For what? Why you what kind of logic is that? Then her A3, we are going to talk this soon. More protection. So you are going to take a turn, you are fast, then you are going to protect yourself. If you take in turn, you should be kill the enemy team, not let them to kill you. Otherwise, you should be make a go second team, right? Which is Arbiter is not fitting on this position on the go second. She's an offensive champion. So every skill of her doesn't make sense. If her multiplier is decent, yeah, you guys can build her nuker, Nothing wrong with that, but don't use her A3 because Ellie protection buff gonna be more hurt your champion with a high critical damage if she's casting Ellie protection. For example, Arix also do that on your showcase. I see that, but that person was using Arix wrong. I never use an Arix A3 because Arix A3 means sacrifice. You are gonna sacrifice your Arix to protect your team. There is hidden mechanic like that maybe you guys doesn't know, but champion who cast an Ellie protection, if they have a high critical damage, they are gonna take more damage, guys. I don't know why, but it's how is that working. So don't build your Chris as a DPS, for example, okay?
That's why Kayoko can be a DPS, because she does block damage with it as well, so she doesn't care in her case. So
yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right, so let's hop into the A3 here. Places a 50% ally protection on all allies except this champion for 2 turns. Also places a 25% strengthen, which is actually probably the 2 best things for clan boss. Books down to a 3-turn cooldown. I mean, overall, again, screams out clan boss, kind of Hydra, nothing crazy that I could see. Let's go with PJ first.
Yeah, I mean, it's a solid A3. This isn't the first time we've seen this A3. I think Krogar has like the same exact A3.
Urostev.
Euros has it, and I think another Lego has it. I mean, it's a solid A3. Be cool if they would have added something different because, like I said, we've already seen this exact same move. It's also kind of weird, like for Clan Boss with the A1, like the provoke. Maybe I guess good for Hydra, but if we're going to for Clan Boss, provoke doesn't really do much for Demon Lord Clan Boss, I guess specifically. But yeah, I mean it's a good A3 for keeping the team alive, and nothing new. I wish it would be doing something a little bit more.
Okay, yeah, I feel like maybe I don't know. It just seems kind of very just ordinary. Like, give me maybe like an extension, you know, like a one-turn extension on it or something. I feel like something like that might have been a little bit better. Jay,
increase the duration of your buffs.
Yeah, you know, something like that. Yeah, I feel like something like that would have been better, especially with, you know, what we've had for some of the fusions lately. It just seems very like an underwhelming A3.
Yeah.
Jay, what you got?
Yeah, it's a typical PvE, you know, protecting thing buffs like ally protection and strengthen. I'm surprised it first doesn't bring increased defense. I guess they didn't want it to be like Strategos doing the same thing, or Wix will bring it, so they wanted to bring strengthen to be different. But I mean, she should have bring both. At least increase defense on herself and then strengthen on everybody else, right? And ally protection. That would have been like, okay, cool. Now you can use her with Arbiter because she does it on herself. But that part hurts. And it's just a typical A3. There's a few Legos that, like they said, has it, but I would have liked something else. Increase res buff as well. Shoot, anything. Like, it would have been cool, you know? Like, it's generic. It's very generic. It's very 2022, 2023.
Yeah, I think like the increased resistance wouldn't be bad for like Hydra and stuff, but it just, I don't know. Maybe if we had the A2 and the A3 kind of combined with the shield and then just rework the whole A2 as like a buff strip with like a decreased attack, I think that might have actually been a little bit better. Gestal, what you got for me?
So I just figured out what is going on here, folks.
Uh-oh.
This is definitely, this is what happened. This is the only thing that explains this champ to me. What they did for the Wixwell event, they just did internally. So they sent out postcards or an email, whatever they did, to all their people that work at Telerium, and they designed a champ based on that. They all picked one of 3 skills, and that's why we have this champ, man, because it doesn't make any sense, bro. The first ability is Hydra. The second ability, I guess you could say, is Arena. And the third ability is Clan Boss, Demon Lord. Like, what the heck is this? It doesn't make any sense. That's... It's going to be serious? Nah.
I thought you were about to be like, you know, because they sent this out for a lot of people. I don't know who's got it.
I didn't get that.
If you got this, let me know, because I'm curious to see how many people got it. But it was basically asking about the whole events and stuff like that in the fusion. I was like, well, maybe they, you know, they're kind of going off of that. But I think you got a good idea there. It's like,
I'm just making a joke that it doesn't make sense. It really, like, why ally protect and strengthen? Like, where does this fit in? And how does that fit in with Arbiter? Like, I don't know, man. It doesn't make any sense.
Okay. Ken, what about you, man?
I mean, this A3 skill actually very solid. Elite protection is the best protection buff, guys, and strength is the second one. So she's doing the 2 of them at the same time. Like, that's gonna make your team super tanky, but we are coming the same thing again. Which team? What kind of team you are gonna build with her? I mean, use an arbiter with her is probably not smart thing. Sure, this skill can help you in general, like PvE general, you know, clan boss. Hydra can still help you, so her A1, A2 kinda, and A3 skill can be work well on the Hydra, obviously not the arbiter part. So her passive skill, like, we just need to guess she doesn't have a passive skill at all on the Hydra wise, because her passive so useless, you know. Okay. And yeah, I agree with the Gestal. I feel like they just got some skill from the fusion. They didn't release it yet. New champion design. They just copy for the A1 skill from X champion, then A2 skill from Z champion, you know, and they put randomly on her, you know. They just roll the dice, and this is what it's result. You know, like, I feel like because none of the skill makes sense. There is no synergy between them. Like,
Fair. I mean, it does not look like it's got anything to do with the Arbiter.
Also, another thing to go on that is like they should have kept if they're gonna do an arbiter based champion, they should have kept every skill like to go with arbiter. They did the first skill and then the 8283 nothing, and then the passive are with her. Like they should have done like all or nothing.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. It's just I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. But again, I feel like the Arbiter's getting a buff. I don't know. Maybe one day we'll wake up and we'll be like, what? Brunt, what you got for me, brother?
Well, I think really where they missed out on this, now that we brought up Kyoku, I think Kyoku is actually a good example of what they could have done to fix this a little bit. Kyoku takes an extra turn when she throws out the ally protection and strengthen. So if she took the strengthen on the 3-turn cooldown and took an extra turn, then her A2 suddenly makes sense, because what you can do is she takes the turn after Arbiter boosts her turn meter, puts the protection out so everyone survives, strips the shield off and possibly another buff off of setting up the next champ. And if for some reason that setup doesn't happen before they take a turn, you're super protected because she's got all the protection out there. That suddenly becomes a viable strategy in reasonable arena. Not necessarily high-end platinum arena, but, gold 5? Sure. Silver tag? Sure. And that makes her make a bunch more sense as just constructed right now. Right now, with that's a good clan boss ability. It's not bad in Hydra. Not really what you're doing with Arbiter in arena ever. So, why?
That's a good question. That's a good question. Why? Why this fusion? Why now? Why? I think we have a lot of questions, Plarium, and I think the guy that's sitting behind the other side of this monitor watching us is probably jotting all this down and, trying maybe to wrap his head around what's going on. All right, let's start with the next one.
Us too.
Let's look at the first passive, which is increases his champion's accuracy by 20 for each ally under an ally protection buff. When killed, resets the cooldown of Destiny's Calls for Arbiter, which I believe that's her revive, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
That's correct.
Yeah. And then if there are multiple champions on the team, only one will work. This just... I mean, we're going to build him with enough accuracy anyways, so why is my question. I'll take the Arbiter thing, like, as itself, but the first part, like, I don't know. Who's going to build, even early game, who's going to build a champion at 120 accuracy to be able to get, 140 accuracy to be able to get the extra accuracy? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, I think, like, the first part should just be deleted and just leave the second part by itself. I think that's good enough. But let's start with Brunt first.
That screams more of a Deliana-like passive idea of, let's make this champion for early accounts so that they don't need to gear them quite as much, or if they're struggling, there's better than nothing. And that's really the only way that works. Unless we go back to that extra turn so she can then, buff herself, get the extra attack, and then strip all the off buffs, and then it works, and it's actually synergy in the kit. But we can't have that. That's too nice.
Yeah, I think, like, maybe just, how about resetting all of Arbiter's skills if the champion dies? I don't know. That's a thought. Ken?
The accuracy part just useless. Like, let's say your teacher give you homework and you just need to give her answer, but you just cannot tell her a couple of words. You just need to fill the paper, right? That's what Pilgrim doing there. They're just trying to fill the paper so it's looking cool, but it's empty in general, right? So Destiny Call, that's actually a cool ability. I actually the thing is, I actually like it. They releasing partner champion after very long time, so this is a potential for any champion can get a partner one day. I actually like that. I'm not saying that I like the skill, but I like the idea. So that's actually a cool thing. So maybe you can make a tactic like that. Let's say, like, I actually mentioned on my video as well. you actually use your arbiter go second team, in the stone skin stuff like that. You can leave her on your team like as a naked, and let's say enemy kill her. So, but that doesn't make sense too. So she's not gonna get extra turn, right? Yeah. If she's feeling the arbiter terminator with disability, max that will make sense actually. Maybe you can make it some synergy, but it doesn't feel terminator at all. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Champions hit under her ally protection gain additional 5 or 10% turn meter if they're attacked or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the arbiter gains turn meter if she's around. Yeah.
Okay. Big shout out to Priest Guardian here. Thank you very much for the $50 dono, man. It's appreciated. Thank you so much. A lot of love. And quick shout out to Nicholas Raids, who also is another Twitch streamer. And thank you very much for the sub, brother. I appreciate it. You guys are both legends. A lot of love. Thank you. Gestal, what you got for me, brother?
Yeah, I don't wanna beat a dead horse here, man. I mean, if you're doing this in arena, would you get an extra 60 accuracy? If you're doing a Hydra, you get an extra 100 accuracy. What's that doing for you? I don't think that's not making me. It's not making me hot on the collar there. The Destiny's Call, resetting that, it seems good. Yeah, I think what everyone else said, you could probably just left off the whole accuracy thing. It doesn't help. I like Braun's idea, man. I think the A3 with an extra turn would make this champ decent. I like that. I think that would maybe they could just say, "Oh, we forgot to put that line in." It's somehow the scrolling wasn't right when we printed this out, and it just happens when they release it.
Or even throw it in there that's a passive that only works with arbiter in the team.
Yeah,
and then
that'd be fine too.
Arbiter.
Yeah. I mean, if you have to use her with Arby, make it worth it.
Right. I think Nicholas hit this right on the head. He figured out the answer why Plarium gave us this fusion, and it's to just make the champion pool bigger so we pull less worthy champions and more shitty champions, so you could see me rage every time I pull a bad champion. Jay, what you got for me, brother?
So for Crisis Response, the first passive, increasing the champion's accuracy, I actually think it's pretty good. It makes sense with early game to mid game accounts. From being someone who's been on many accounts, I will tell you that accuracy, of course, is one of the most important substats to actually have on your champions to land your debuffs like poisons and other things like that. Now she's only going to provoke. That's not going to do nothing to clan boss, but I think that's going to be helping you out when you're getting, let's. I guess they're trying to now that we got this far, it looks like they're trying to help early game or mid game players try to do Hydra early, like super early, because it opens up at a level that you're like, why would I do Hydra, right? So it's the only thing I can think of where you might be like, man, I can finally do normal Hydra very, very early on my account once I get Arbiter and use this champion. That extra accuracy actually does help, but the only thing that would make it more sense is like either the A3, like Bronk was saying, either extra turn, or I think increasing duration. Because if you can increase those duration of buffs to be 3 turn and they never fall off, then that's a permanent 6-star banner almost on your champion. And then we're going to go to the other passive, which is going to be another 6-star banner. So that'd be huge, because that's a lot of accuracy and resistance that most players cannot get. You have to get your Great Hall to like almost gold of that specific affinity to even do something, right? So I think I see where they were trying to go with that. The whole resetting cooldowns of Destiny Call, it's pretty cool. It's like, oh, she dies, bring her back so you can keep looping this over and over. But let's be honest, that's only going to be good in PvE, because in PvP, she'll just come back and instantly die again, probably. But that's all my thoughts on that skill.
Okay. PJ, what you got?
Jay, damn it, you took what I was going to say. Yeah, so I understand what they were thinking about with the increased accuracy. And it can be anyone's ally protection, which I guess is good. It doesn't have to be hers. But the issue is that it's not going to be up all the time. So if you build it relying on that half the time, or like a quarter of the time, you're not going to have it up and you're not going to land your debuffs. So yeah, like I was saying earlier, like what Jay said, if they added increase the duration of debuffs, like Oella with hers, she does the increased res with the duration. Another thing that I think would be really cool about her passive would be if it was to all champions, increases champions accuracy to everyone under ally protection. If like Arbiter was on the team or something like that, so the whole team could benefit, not just her. I think that would be.
DJ.
No. Went off. Hello.
No, okay,
there we go.
I was like, wait, what?
My internet died. What did it cut me off?
Why don't you just start from the whole thing?
Damon J, you took my idea. No, so yeah, I was kind of saying that they should instead of increase accuracy in just this champion, the whole team would be nice, and that with our Arbiter on the team, and then also adding increased duration of buffs to her so that the ally protection would be up for the whole time, because right now that it's not going to be up for the entire time. So if you're relying on that accuracy to land the debuffs and you don't have the ally protection, then you're not going to land the debuffs. So you kind of screw yourself. So it'd be nice to have her have it up for 3 turns, so you'll always have it reliable.
Okay. Like I said, I think the passive, the first part, just doesn't make sense. I don't know. Like I think Gestal hit it off in the head. They just said, hey, pick a spot, and they just can't communicate as well as the community did. You know, I guess when it comes to letting people vote on fusion skills, just let the community take over, Plarium. Don't let the office, please. Yeah, right. Tamp said it. Does raid even raid, right? Let's go with the last part of her skill kit, which is increases the champion's resistance by 20 for each ally under protection. Again, why? This champion will also receive 20% less damage if the ally arbiter is on the team. If there are multiple champions with the skill kit, only one works. And then if ally's arbiter is about to get killed by a fatal hit, gives her an unkillable for 1 turn. Seriously, I feel like I just need to wrap this up in a little ball and throw it in the trash, because why? The resistance part, I don't really care for, right? It's not like we can make it work as a mischief tank or a decay tank, sorry. Because it doesn't have like any extra buffs that it brings for herself. And then it just, you know, I don't know. Brunt, take over, man. My frustrations.
No, I get it. The resist, because she actually has less buffs than everyone else with the ally protection not falling on her, so she cannot be a mischief tank. So you pretty much are losing out on that. The damage is kind of nice, but 20% is not going to undo if building her with 150% crit damage, for example, or 300% crit damage to make her a nuker. So that's not really going to fix that issue. And then, I mean, the Arbiter thing's nice, but you're effectively saying, okay, bringing this champion means I also have my Arbiter in Swift Parry, effectively. Okay.
Yeah. And I think that's probably the only part of the skill kit I'm all right with. Like, it just seems that kind of makes sense as a synergy, but like everything else just does not make sense on that passive. Ken, hit me. Not literally.
Okay. I feel like Pilarium should be continue asking the community for the design their fusion champion, because like they ask us, hey, look, community create a Vixwell, you know.
But wait a second. According to some people, Wixwell is breaking the game.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's a good builders. You know, if we leave to the Pilarium, they are releasing champion like her or champion like a Armans. You know, they don't have a balance between them. You know, they either ruin the game in either way. You know, so.
Yeah, you ask the community, and they'll tell you that Wixwell is ruining the game by being too good, and he sucks.
Yeah.
Pick one, you know, but.
So unkillable buff is cool. Damage. I mean, what is that? Absurd damage, right? Absurd damage only from Arbiter too. You know, like if she have like little bit like Ursuga White. I mean, Ursuga like Ursuga passive, like or the Harima passive. Even just from that passive, she's still worth it, you know. But only protecting the Arbiter. I mean, like like if you guys go for the Armas fusion, for example, like if you place Armas on your Arbiter team, Armas definitely gonna protect your Arbiter more than her, I would like to say.
Yeah. Yeah, I just... I don't know, man. I don't know. Gestal, can you save this champion, please?
Well, maybe. But to build on what Jay was saying earlier, and this is pretty much the same thought I had when I first read through it on stream, is this has to be for an early game account. Like, it has to be like for those guys who just got Arbiter, and this will be a very nice companion champ with Arbiter. I don't feel like it's something that's really built for like late game accounts, end game accounts. But what could save it, whatever about this passive, I think the unkillable is cool, the rest of it's whatever. But what could save it, and a couple people have mentioned in chat already, and we may have kind of glossed over it earlier, but if they buff Arbiter, or not like buffer, but give her, well, rework her, yeah, but give her, abilities that match give her something extra when you have the Incarnate on the team as well. That would make it a little more spicy. But if they do that, they've got to announce it this week. They've got to announce it the next couple
Before
days.
the fusion,
yeah, because you can't be like after the fusion,
Not during
like,
the fusion.
yo, Arby's got a buff too. We forgot to tell you guys. Like,
listen.
So
all I gotta say is Worm Eater, man. That's it. That guy was the one fusion I skipped, and I will never skip another fusion on the main account because of that.
Yeah. Well, and that's it's always the FOMO. I go for all fusions, might as well.
Right.
If you're end game, because you're getting the shards to do it, unless you blow them on something else. But
right.
That's how whatever. But yeah, so whatever. I think that would save her. I think if they come out this week and say that RB's getting something extra with the partner, with the partner skills, that might save her. It might make her more interesting. Could make her a lot better. Who knows?
Okay.
So we'll see. Yeah, I guess we'll see. But
okay.
Yeah, overall, probably right in the vault, honestly.
All right, Jay, can you save the champion?
So no, but I will say that here's an interesting thing that we have not noticed. It says increases champions resistance. We would like it to be all champions, but it doesn't say an ally under a protection buff placed by this champion. So you can actually bring a different ally protection champion to then give her more accuracy and resistance.
Eliminated protection.
That's still early mid game-ish type of stuff. But I'm just saying that's one thing that we can argue that it's actually a good thing, because they could have literally made it even more specific and be only her. And that would make it even worse of a champion.
Jay,
right? A harder champion for Chris.
How many Chris can I put on a team?
But anyways, so that's one good thing, right? So that actually has me thinking about like creating clan boss comps now with double ally protection. We know that like Otto, NachoPlays 50, and other people did that. That's a way to do other content to help you out. So I think that's gonna be really interesting. I just don't like the fact that it's only 20. I think it should be a little higher, or make it less, like 10, and give it to all the allies. There you go. In terms of the Arbiter not dying, that is pretty good, right? Because a lot of people, they lose their Arbiter. It's like, oh, the match is over. I lose. So if she doesn't die, that allows, and if this champion dies because she has ally protection, you can just loop it again, bring her back. So it is pretty interesting. I think a lot of players like progressing the game are gonna get annoyed by Arbiters actually never dying if people are comboing this. But other than that,
it's a 4-turn cooldown. So
oh, it is okay. It's a 4.
Yeah,
Okay, so it's not,
it's a 4-turn cooldown, no books. So. Okay. Again, big shout out to Nick for gifting out a sub to Haji. Very much love, appreciate you. Thank you. PJ, what you got?
Yeah, I mean, like I kind of said about the other passive, if it was to everyone on the team and not just her, if Arbiter was on the team, that would be nice. And then maybe the other part, the unkillable Swift Parry is really cool. Maybe give Arby an extra turn, or like instant turn if she's about to, when she gets hit, and then she can, I don't know, I guess because that wouldn't really matter because you need other people to be dead. So never mind, scratch that. I don't know. It's a cool passive. nothing crazy. I mean, I think like everyone was also saying, she's really good for early mid game. That's just getting RB. That doesn't have a big roster. I think for late game and game players, yeah, she's the only good thing about her. I guess she's high elf. So if you need faction guardians, high elf is a good one for faction guardians to get extra speed for RB and stuff like that. So that's kind of nice. But yeah, she's kind of.
All right, so let me ask you guys overall rating 1 to 5, since we know Plarium gives either 1 or 5-star. Where would you rate her? Let's go with Brunt first.
I think that I'd probably give her a 3.5 to 4 on an early account, because I think for an early account, she's going to be game changing because she enables things that are very difficult to do, even though she's got a bit of a muddled kit. I think that, so maybe 4 for an early game account and probably down to a 3 from a late game account, because her kit isn't bad. It's just, this is okay, this is okay, this is okay. None of it makes as much sense. So it's not a champion that people are going to desire. It is eventually going to be a vault champion for a lot of accounts, but it is also a champion much like a lot of other ones where early a game, it's a legendary. It's better than a lot of the epics you're going to deal with. You might as well use her even if you don't invest a lot of books. And honestly, her kit looks like it works okay without investing a lot of books in, other than the cooldowns being a little long, but that's pretty standard. So,
right. Okay. Chat, what about you guys? What would you give as an overall rating for this champion? Let's see. So far, I see a 1.4 out of 10, and some people are saying easy skip. Ken, being free to play, what rating would you give her as a free to play player?
Early game 3. I would like to say, like Bronze mentioned, a couple of things she can be useful on the early game, mid game, even on the mid game, especially Clumbos, Hydra progression. Late game 1.
Okay.
Like put on the vault, straight to the vault, like.
Zero would say 0.69 out of 10. I'm seeing 4 out of 10, 3.5 out of 10. Okay. Gestal?
Yeah, I was kind of thinking splitting it up like Bront did. Definitely a good champ early game. You could throw a 3.5 on that. Maybe as high as a 4. Yeah, late game pretty low though. I was gonna say 2. I think a 1's justified. Not great.
Okay. Jay?
Yeah, I would give her on a early to mid game. She's actually really good. I would say a 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then for late game, end game, it's all over the place. It's not even worth the books. Like if I like, you might be like, well, you used her mid game. Let's say that player played for like a year. You don't have to use her like book unless you really need her for like clan boss or something. Like you don't have to book this champion. It's a faction war champion. Could be used maybe like to help out another ally protection champion to sustain certain content, like maybe like Ice Golem or something like that. But in arena, she's just gonna help out, I guess, if you have really squishy gear and stuff like that. But overall, like you're gonna stop using her once you stop mid game. You're gonna just put her in faction wars, leave her there. So I'd give her 2 in late to end game.
Okay. All right. PJ, can you save her rating?
Okay, so I think one of the biggest issues with this champion is that she came right after Wixwell. I feel like Wixwell is just like a better version of her in like every way. So we're kind of like shitting on her extra hard. I feel like if you look at her kit without thinking of Wixwell, I mean, she has an A1 provoke, 50%. It's AoE, removes the shield, one random buff. She gives yourself a shield, ally protection, strengthen. The passives are kind of whack. The kit itself is actually not the worst. I'd probably say it's like a 3.5. 3.5. If you're early game, obviously better. I just think that the timing of it was really, really, really bad. I mean, I think Wixwell is just better in every single way. And the fact that they did her right after Wixwell just is really screwing her like perspective of like our perspective of her.
I agree. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, yeah. So I think she's actually kind of better than we're giving her. I just think, yeah, that Wixwell is just so good, and the timing is just terrible.
Yeah, I agree. I think any fusion that came after Wixwell would have just been crap compared to him. It's
But her kit's like so similar. Like the A1 is the
similar.
same,
Yeah.
the A2 is almost the same. Like it's like just such a downgraded version. Like if they would have done this in a few months or something, then maybe, or before Wixwell and then we get Wixwell, then they would have flipped it or something. Then this champion would have been like, cool, okay, and then we get Wixwell a few months later, like, oh my god, like this dude's even better. But I don't know, I feel like they screwed the timing up.
Yeah, I think like I said, I think after PJ's right here, after Wixwell, any fusion that would have came would have been you had to be on equal level and then slowly kind of tune it down. And then the other thing is, and I think somebody mentioned it in chat earlier, she's Force. That was back-to-back Force fusions, and I think the last 4 out of 5 fusions have all been Force, if I'm not mistaken. But it just feels like maybe it just seems odd and we're giving her more crap on because she's got synergy with Arbiter, but the skill between her and Arbiter doesn't make sense. But that is going to bring me into the next question, which is going to be, are we looking at Arbiter getting reworked or getting something in her skill kit? And when I mean, I'm going to go first here because my theory is going to be that we have something, because Arbiter is one of the only ones that does not have a passive, right? Could we be getting an Arbiter passive a lot like Padrig's here, right? Where depending on whatever the champion is, instead of getting increased attack, they might get increased defense, they might get increased accuracy or something to that vicinity. I think then this champion becomes much stronger and more usable. So I'm going to throw this to Brump first.
Well, I don't think we're going to see an Arbiter buff. And the reason I say that is Arbiter is still... She's a top 20 speed booster, minimum, maybe top 10 still, because she's got 2 different turn meter boosts. She's got an AoE revive, and it gives her an extra turn on top of that if you get that. She's got healing in her kit. She's technically got a buff strip in her kit. It's not one of the things that people usually care about, but she has a buff strip in her kit. She is actually a very good overall champion. And the only reason that she is not a top tier champion is because we've finally gotten enough champions that have enough things to do that are just better than her. But she's a good champion, and given that you can get her for free, you still see her in Tag Arena Gold 4 all the time. It's hard to find a Tag 4 team on defense that does not have Arbiter somewhere in it, because that's how good Arbiter still is. And that means that she's a good champ, so I don't see why they would actually need to buff her. You're more likely to get some different champion that do something like that, like a Padrig. But then again, that doesn't then make sense with this particular fusion. I think this more likely leans into more content they've talked about that's faction-centric, where some of these faction-specific things or champions that are limited in number of choice, maybe they're trying to throw people Centranos a bone because they're going to have Arbiter and now you've got this champion. I always hate that because it feels like but good in faction wars, which is worth thinking about for some accounts, but not the big deal. But for Centranos, she could actually be a baller, because suddenly if Arbiter doesn't die in Centranos, that's maybe the difference between beating a stage that you're struggling on and not beating a stage.
Okay. Nobo here brings a really good comment. RB fell out of the meta because of defensive and HP-based nukers and Stoneskin. When Arbiter was released, we didn't have so many HP nukers. Trunda was still like one of the best nukers to have. And now, we've got White Queen and Korra, who, again, is better, in my opinion, than Duchess. I know. But I feel like she does... You're right to the fact where you're saying she's still in some sort of those teams, but it's honestly like against that kind of team, I just take my Stoneskin go second team, and she doesn't really do a lot. But Ken, what do you think? Could we be getting an Arbiter rework?
I agree with the Bront. I don't think they are going to rework the Arbiter. I agree with the Nobu as well. Arbiter meta is fell down, but this meta is kind of coming back thanks to the Armans. Speed meta is actually coming back, guys. Like everybody using speed meta. I mean, speed team on the defense now. Obviously, speed teams are kind of evolved too. They are under stone skin too. So, but arbiter is like I still see some arbiter teams on the even in the high end game arena like live arena gold 4, tag team arena gold 4, stuff like that. But if you given her Padre passive skill, that's gonna be broken. Like she's not even mythical. There is no mythical can do that in the game. Like there is the closest one can do R base, which is the R base. The only champion can do fill your Terminator. At the same time, increase attack and the increase accuracy buff. She's the only champion can do that, and she's the mythical. If you let the arbiter boost your Terminator, increase attack buff, increase defense buff, at the same time increase accuracy buff, that's gonna make her better than mythical. So
Okay.
it's gonna be broken.
Right.
That's so broken of OP buff.
Maybe we take
Like-
the increased accuracy out and say, okay, and it could either give a
Increase
15
attack, increase defense.
accuracy or increase defense based on whatever stats are needed, right?
That's still very solid buff, to be honest, because like I just mentioned earlier, there is lots of defensive nuker in the game. Some of them is a self buff, some of them doesn't. Like Harima, for example, doesn't have. So, and the only champion who can fill their Terminator and they cast the increased defense buff is the Sify can do that. Padrate can do that actually. And Doom Scratch can do that, which is the rare champion.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
The
And Sify's
user-
Terminator buff is actually only 10%, so it's actually not a
Yeah.
huge buff too. A lot of
Yeah.
people forget that.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, she is the ultimate, free to play, accessible champion. And I think Feed here kind of works off well. How do you get people to do the fusion? You buff its counterpart. Right? Gestal, what you got?
I don't think they'll add a passive. I don't think they would change her that drastically. The only thing I could see is adding some sort of companion bonus if you run her with the incarnate. So I could see that. I could for sure see them doing that. I don't think they would add like a whole new passive or like a whole nother ability or something. I think that'd be a little too much.
Okay. Jay?
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna give her any type of buffs. Hopefully, they give her a passive to go with incarnate, like Gestal said. But that's it. Plarium does not that. I mean, they do give us things from time to time, but not like that. I doubt they're gonna do that. That'd be pretty crazy. But no, I think they're just gonna give a new passive for incarnate. That's it.
Okay. All right. So at least, I mean, that would make the fusion semi-understandable. Let's go with PJ.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they will. I would love for them to do it, to have her pair with Incarnate. I think that'd be really cool. Adding increased defense to her kit, like you guys mentioned, would be really nice. Because like you guys said, there's a lot of decreased defense nukers and it's hard to get that increased defense with the turn meter boost. Another thing is I know Biohack runs RB in really high-end live arena with like bomb teams, and not even just bomb teams, just in general. He's like a really fast one, so she still definitely is used. And I also talked to Biohack. I said he should come join the podcast. I'm not sure if he ever will, but it'd be dope to have him on.
Talked to him a couple of times about it. His schedule conflicts is what kind of hurts.
Gotcha. But yeah, I would love for them to add some type of pairing, but I don't know if they will.
Okay. So one final thought on this. With the empowerment of Epic Champions, now we can get a +4 high Katoon a lot easier than we can get a +4 Arbiter, right? High Katoon is an Epic Champion. Arbiter is, Void. So I feel like it could help them out just a little bit more. Just, I feel like that there's definitely going to be the buff coming or something coming. And my worst fear about this is going to be they're going to do it halfway through the fusion. Now, with that said, I don't think you should be skipping a fusion if you can get it done because of what comes down the line. But let me ask you guys, are you skipping? Are you going? Let's start with PJ first.
So my initial thoughts when I first saw her was I actually might skip her. I haven't skipped a fusion, I think, in like 2 years. Now thinking about it more and reading her kit, and the thing about fusions is usually it's like you do 75% of them without trying, and then it's just like that last 25% where you need to pull shards or do a little bit extra champion training or dungeon divers. So for the little bit of extra work, unless it's like a super hard fusion, I think I'm gonna go for it. I like doing fusions as well. Especially, like I said, she's a high elf, so I need my faction guardians filled up for that. So if I do pull her in the future, I'd rather get the dupe than pull her for the first time. So I think if you're a late game, end game, you could definitely skip her and not feel bad. I think if you're early mid, she's pretty solid. But if you waste your resources on her, and then there's a really good one next fusion, and you can't get that would also suck. But she's pretty good for early mid. Late game, I'm gonna go for it, but I don't feel like bad for people that don't go for it.
Okay. And like I said, the one last thing is Worm Eater. That's literally the one that pissed me off the most, is because I would have gone for the guy, except halfway through the fusion they said, "Oh, we're gonna quote unquote rework this," which was a buff. But Jay,
yeah, that's terrible. They should have extended the fusion like for more points or something.
True.
People that didn't go for it.
Jay, what you got?
Yeah, they didn't do enough testing, and they figured out what the passive of Uyghur wasn't working out. So 2 reasons why I'm going to go for this fusion. One is because I did skip Uyghur, and I didn't really care that he got that adjustment, but I skipped him because I was like, I needed a break because I was doing too many of them, doing too many other things in my accounts at the time. And number 2 is because I actually pulled a 5-star Uyghur and a 5-star Morrigan on those 2 specific champions that I skipped their fusions. I got 5 stars, and I'm pretty upset about that. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to skip anymore. One, because you might get a 5 or 6 star blessing for them, and 2, I need more chests of High Mother Maud. So if I'm not going to use the incarnate, I can revert them into her chests, because I'd rather get her than this incarnate.
Okay. Fair. Good point. And, back to Jay's point about that, we usually have been getting these Titan Paths events and stuff like that after the fusion to be able to get a higher end soul. So, and souls do matter quite a bit, as it looks like right now, right?
It's going to be hybrid fusion, so you cannot get her fragment.
You cannot get hers, but you can get fragments for the epics. So you have to fuse the 4 epics. You have to get their fragments, get the 4 epics, fuse them, which means you'll get, however extra many points off a summon
That's
rush.
really shit.
That's a lot of work.
That's not good That's not good crossover.
Gestal, what about you, man?
Yeah, FOMO. I go for them all, man.
Okay.
You never know when they're gonna be good, bro. You never know.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I do it on both accounts. I like to see if I can get all of them on the free to play. I have plenty. I think I have 17 or 18 sacreds right now on the free to play, so that's typically what's going to hold most people back. And the main account, might as well grab it because, like PJ said, you're going to do about 75% of it regardless. You might as well just do it.
Okay. Ken?
I'm skipping her. I also skipped the Vixville. No regret. I don't see the reason to champion. I'm never going to use them. For the future content, maybe you can say, but for the future content, then we cannot fit any single champion. We are not going to get set for pulling the bad legendary champion, right? Maybe they are going to be better in the future. I cannot waste my resources like that. I skipped the Vixville fusion. I skipped his soul event. I have a lots of resources saved. So right now, I can do whatever I want. Like if they release like some juicy event, it can be like Titan event for random champion. Actually, pet event coming tomorrow.
Yeah.
Which is
for the Arbiter skin.
Really?
Yes.
Which skin?
That one.
The one that I'm just showcasing, the green one.
Oh really? Oh come on, man! Like.
Yeah, it's bad.
The Jade Serpent.
I thought there's a guarantee champion or something like that.
No. Why would they do?
No,
it's it's a skin right there.
Oh, they show in here. Okay.
But chat, let me know. Did I make a mistake by letting Ken go on my account, knowing that he skipped the Wixwell fusion? Could I really trust him?
Guys, like whenever I decide to skip the Vixville, nobody he's gonna be that broken, right?
True.
And second of all, which one of you using the Vixville on your endgame account?
I am.
right now?
Hydra, 100%.
You are using Yannicka comp?
No, I'm using the Ironclad.
Ironclad. Is it easier than Yannicka?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that one's easy.
Okay then. All right.
You just
right.
have to have a faction, the faction guardian dude.
Yep.
They are definitely gonna nerf it then.
I've got Acelin.
100%.
100%.
Because Yannicka comp is pretty hard. That's what I guess like you guys wasn't using.
Yep. Nope. I've got Acelin. I've got everything to make it work, and I still got the bruises from it.
I might use them in CB to clear up my CB team because you can just throw like him, Taurus, Chris, a few other people, and just one key super easy. Then free up the gear and everything else for my old team.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you can deal the CB without him, man. Come on.
No, but I can. No, I can't. But now I can use.
Preset. You could throw any champion in.
Yeah, you can use any one. Yeah, with the gear, and then like my man eater gear, all that I can swap over to people that I rather use it on.
True. Brunt, what about you?
I will probably actually make a decision on Thursday and then kind of go with it on Saturday, because I don't like skipping fusions and it's not the FOMO as much as I've got the resources generally to do fusions because I plan for that sort of stuff. But I know if I skip a fusion, what ends up happening is I can actually afford to do a guaranteed without spending money on it necessarily. I've been super lucky. I've got like 7 or 8 sacreds this week from Clan Boss. So I've got 12 of them saved up already. You know, if I get close to 20, I've got a shot at a guaranteed. And I can tell you that Padraig, who was the last guaranteed that we had, that I recall at least, absolutely changed both of my accounts. He was better than any fusion I have done. And in fact, I think I skipped the fusion. I don't remember if I skipped the fusion right before him or not, because I don't know if that wasn't Armin's after Padraig. It was somebody else before him, right?
Yeah. I don't remember.
Yeah, so I think I had skipped that fusion because I was traveling for work. And then Padraig shows up and I said, great, I need a second ally attack champion because the only one I had was Fat Man on my main account. Went for him and didn't realize how good he was until after I got him, but I managed to get him on both accounts because I had skipped a fusion.
It was Ancora, by the way.
Oh, it was Ancora. So I did do it. So I did do Ancora. Ancora just happened to be an easy fusion.
Before her, Zinogre and Blizzard.
Okay.
But you know, but at the same time, right now the complaint points are things like dungeon divers. If there's 3 dungeon divers an event in there, that's a negative against it. Depending on what shard we think it is going to be, although I think it's going to be either Ancients or Voids again for this 2x event, because we just had 2x Sacreds recently, and we just did the 2x Primals recently. So it's going to be a progressive, and it's going to be a 2x either Ancients or Voids, I'm pretty sure, for the second event.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll kind of look at it, play it by ear, and probably do some of the events. Because I mean, on Thursday I'll just do some of the events because there's no reason not to do what events you can, even if I don't dump a bunch of extra resources in there. And even Ken will say that, I'm sure too. Even if he's not going for the fusion, he'll pick up fragments here or there because he'll be doing some of the events anyway. Probably, I would assume. It's just kind of what happens. You do events because you might as well get the extra rewards for doing things that you were going to do anyway. So
okay.
And then, yeah, we'll figure out if it happens.
All right. So we're running short on time, but I do want to talk about this because this is probably the biggest thing coming to Raid next week is the champion preset for gear. Oh my God, it is about time.
We called it. This is exactly like what we said.
It is about time. Like, I think it definitely it took long enough, but just looking at what they're going to be doing here, it looks like we have 5 presets per champion, 50 per global. So I guess we'll be able to save up however many champions, which is going to be awesome. Could it be good or bad for certain cases in the game? We'll have to play test with it and see what happens next week. So we will dive a little deeper into it next week, but I am 100% on board with this. And we're getting a filter finally for the accessories. But real quick, guys, are you excited to get this feature in game? PJ?
So excited. I mean, like I said, this is pretty much exactly what we called or what we were talking about. I can't wait. I think this is just going to be nothing but goodness, and I'm super happy.
Okay. Let's go with Jay next.
As a content creator for this game, I will tell you this is one of the best updates in a while. Almost equivalent to a tavern, in my opinion. You might be like, why? Not only because of gear cleansing, not only when you get on someone's account, someone previously might do a takeover, mess up their champion's gear or whatever, the speed tunes. This is nice to have presets so they can keep their stuff for clan boss. I can change a champion real quick, put new gear, do something, go back to that without it costs silver, but at least you're not losing your build. Also, if you're using our Hell Hades optimizer, right? We're all using most players are using that right now. Now you can actually come up with the interesting stuff. Hey, I want to try out this champion as a nuker. Now I want to try this champion as how they're supposed to be, like an Islan. It just adds so much flavor to the game, and that's the whole point of this game is building the champions. It's so insane. Honestly, I think it's going to scale a lot of people too. So if you're stuck, you might actually be able to progress easier because now you won't be like, I forgot where that piece or these 3 pieces went. Now you can keep things a little bit more organized. It's going to be way better.
Now that I was just thinking too, it's also with the new scroll that we're getting for like the 1 hour time duration on for swapping out the gear and stuff. I think that's it's going to be awesome. 100%. Gestal?
Yeah, this is awesome. I've been asking for this for years. I'm glad it's finally here. I'm sure we've all been asking for it for a long time. I don't know what else to say, man. I'm fired up for it. I love it. Great job. Great job. Bring it on.
We'll find all the glitches and stuff that happens with it next week when it gets released. But Ken, what do you think, man? Yay? Nay?
That I don't think anybody gonna say nay to this one. No, I'm not gonna negative on this one. Don't worry. So that was the one of the future. I was super excited when they announced the roadmap. I actually shocked. We are getting that very quickly. Like I feel like this roadmap is separate to the rest of the year, but we already got like 2 features, pretty much, right? Maybe 3.
I mean they're blowing the whole wad right at the start of the year.
Yeah,
guys.
they are working hard. They are working hard.
Listen,
doesn't look like a company who got assault,
Plarium, you're setting the bar kind of high. Like you got to be able to deliver the rest of the year. Again, unless maybe they're looking to sell, like say, hey, look, we got all this stuff. Player base is happy.
Well, it seems like the roadmap wasn't like in order because I'm pretty sure the free gear removal stuff was like one of the last ones.
No, the placement doesn't matter on the release date.
Well, usually
there was a lot like that, so
it's supposed to matter in the roadmap.
It's usually supposed to matter, yeah.
True. So this is a great feature. So, like for example, on the Antkin perspective, on my account, there is a couple of the floor on the curse to the left. I didn't try it, because during the free gear swap, I don't have a silver issue. I have plenty of the silver. But the real issue is, like Jay mentioned earlier, I'm gonna give my Sifi gear to the X champion, then my Rotos gear to the other one. Then maybe I'm gonna fail. I'm gonna waste my time already. Then I have to waste another time to re-gear this champion, right?
Yep.
From what I understand, now I can click the Sifi and take her gear back. That's a great. The another feature you just mentioned, the free gear removal item, man. I think we talked that before, right? I was thinking like it's gonna be super whale paywall stuff like that. I'm pretty sure they are still gonna be sell that, but I like the idea how we can obtain them. If you guys doesn't know, we can obtain them by the Cursity floor, hard floor, but it's not Soul Cross. Soul Cross, they didn't say the Soul Cross, so not super hard one, And they are not going to replace anything. They are going to be additional. The good thing is, yes, the duration for them is only 1 hour. So when you activate it, you have only 1 hour to re-gear your champion, which is fairly good amount of the time. The another thing is, when you clear, let's say like Synchronos C11, okay, gonna behave this stuff, you got that. It's going to your inbox for 99 days. So then you can get another one from the P15, for example. That's also going your inbox for the 99 days. So let's say if 1 hour is not enough, you can redeem them whenever you want. So that's very good actually. Like I like it's going to inbox 99 days. So you can get them whenever you want. Like let's say, Hey man, I finally got the champion for the Columbus. I have a free gear removal. I can save lots of the silver. You know, like lots of the people gonna get benefit for that. And this thing alone is massive, massive. By the way, the other thing, like not only the Cursity. Sorry, I talked a little bit too much because I'm so excited about that. Maybe like you can make like with one click away, you know, you can turn your Wukong accuracy, you can turn your Wukong nuker, you know. Sport character gonna be, you know, you can make like pure HP, pure resistance. Obviously, you need to change the masteries to make them better too, but you know, still great idea, man. Still great future.
And you know, this scroll isn't actually going to take away that whole, you know, 3 days we've been getting for the free gear removal. We're still going to be able to have that consistently along with this. So, Brunt, take it over, my man.
I think this is horrible. It's going to break the game. It's going to.
Muted. Chat said muted.
Sorry, chat. Not sure what happened there, but my microphone got muted.
Okay. But I think it's good. I think it's going to definitely change the game. One of the things I think it actually may do is I think in Platinum Arena, you're going to find people that are going to be re-gearing on the fly during Platinum resets. So you're going to find an awful lot of people that are going to pop that an hour before Platinum, have a bunch of different sets on people. And when they go at somebody, they say, oh, I need an extra accuracy against this person because I know they have that expert accuracy. Oh, this person I know that doesn't need as much accuracy, so I can take that accuracy banner off and swap for something else and have presets for a couple of their champions. And it's going to be massive for Platinum, which unfortunately I think is going to make it harder for us normal folks to do the Platinum stuff as well. And yeah, Centranos is the other place I think that it makes Centranos a lot more accessible. But at the same time, I think it also is going to add more time for players on account because you're now going to have to set these things up in the first place. As much as we're talking about, yes, it saves time going and fetching all this stuff. Now, instead, what's going to happen is we're going to be spending that time trying to attack different dungeons and moving gear around and then moving the champion on this one, then putting it back over there and then putting it back over there. Oh crap, I spent more than an hour working on this particular part of the account. If my thing expired, suddenly I need to either spend silver or use my second one. It's going to be, again, more resource management in Raid. It's not going to be a end-all be-all solution. Yes, it's roses. It's not going to be perfect, but it is definitely an improvement. But yeah, I really see. I honestly think Platinum Arena, I think, are the people that are probably salivating at this more than anyone else, actually.
Agreed. I'm sure chat's wondering here what the hell I'm doing, but guys, the name here, Matthias Blackveil. Who is that? Does anyone actually know who that is?
I thought that was the fusion, next fusion, but I guess not.
That could be the Fusion Epic.
Yeah, could be.
It could be the Fusion Epic. That is true, but Matthias Blackveil.
Sounds like a pirate name, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Which, hey, if you think about it, NachoPlays, sorry, MTG Jedi came on and leaked a little bit of you know, pirate faction coming, guys. Here we go. I don't know.
Yeah, except for his background looks like Sacred Order.
Yeah, that's true. Sacred Order background. I don't think there is an epic champion. So
no. It's a new one.
Guys, we got something new here. I think Plarium leaked stuff they didn't even think about. But all right, so we talked a bunch about the Hydra Clash for the creators. I hope you guys are, again, your submissions are not due until Friday, so you know if you want to rerun it. I could tell you right now, I have not looked on anybody's stream because I don't want to kind of ruin it other than Brunt's, but I think he said he's going to rerun his. Plus, I don't know. I was driving home from work at like 1 a.m, so you were the one streaming. But I haven't checked anybody else's out. I've gotten a couple of people that submitted their takes already. So make sure if you guys have creators and want to show them some limelight, might want to, you know, get them going. This is a great part to get introduced into, you know, what's actually going on. We did talk about the new Fusion, who is, debatably decent. We theorized about what could be coming for Arbiter, if anything. And I'm excited for next week. I'm definitely ready to go for it. Guys, where can everybody tune in to find you guys? PJ.
Yeah, MXPJE on Twitch. I stream pretty much every single weekday, 2 times a day, usually, and then been chilling out here on Sundays at the Knights of Teleria podcast. Sometimes I do weekend streams, but usually just stick to the weekdays and come say what's up, stop by.
All right. Jay, where can everybody find you?
You can find me both on YouTube and Twitch.tv at JRStar3.
All right. And Gestal?
Yeah, Gestal Gaming on Twitch and YouTube's, and Gestal.gg is the website.
All right. Ken, where can everybody find you, brother?
FinalKenpachi on the YouTube and at the same name, FinalKenpachi on the Twitch, streaming every day on the Clan Boss Reset.
Alrighty. And Brunt, where can everybody find you?
It is Bront Cat Herder on YouTube and on Twitch.
All right. And, let's do some shout outs. We're going to go ahead. Who looks like he's got the I don't know face? Brunt. Yep. Brunt's going to go first. What you got for a shout out for me, brother?
No, I mean, I want to first of all thank you, and because people have found you for this stuff, but BLAZIN's been super helpful for me as I've been pushing my YouTube content as well, and it's just nice to have a forum like this to talk on as well and bring everyone together, and I know he puts a lot of work into this as well, so definitely got to give a shout out to this dude. Obviously, most of you hearing this have already found him, but go check him out on YouTube and Twitch as well. Who else beyond that? Let's give a shout out to Zero Brew. We've mentioned him before, but he's always a fun content creator and, good guy, nice to show up on the channel occasionally. And since he can't be with us, we'll give him a shout out. And I believe he's doing a charity thing sometime soon as well. So check that out and check his wife's channel out as well. I don't know that it is off the top of my head, but.
Okay. Hey, Ken, what the hell were you trying to do there?
The heart he's doing, man. I cannot do this heart. I don't know how he is.
I got you.
There we go.
The creepy heart hands.
I was like, what's he doing there? Like, okay. Ken, what you got for a shout out for me, brother?
I like to shout out one of my viewer. This Friday we opened his primal shard, 33 primal shard. We got the Abyss, Crixie, and the Star's Edge. Skywall, enjoy.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right. Gestal,
awesome.
what you got for a shout out?
I'm gonna give my man Soul Saint a shout out. He's doing some real long stream. He's going at it for a couple days here. I think we heard he did take a snooze.
He did take a snooze a little bit yesterday.
Okay.
I tuned in for that part.
All right, nice. Yeah, so he's doing a marathon over there. So go check my man Soul Saint. That's Soul with a 0.
Okay.
And Soul Saint. He's a great streamer, man. Awesome dude.
Jay, what you got for me?
I wanted to shout out a viewer who helped me out. For a lot of people who don't know, I've had two 1070s GeForce graphics cards for over 8 years. I'm finally getting a 4060 after so long.
Nice.
They helped me get it, and should be getting it by Tuesday. So
Nice.
shout out to
That's
Tupperware,
awesome.
aka Taponte.
All right.
Nice,
And PJ, what you got for a shout out?
All right, let's see here. I'm giving a shout out to Fall Reload, dropping his link in the chat. He plays Raid. He's a really good dude. Early mid-game account. He's also the lead audio designer for Xdefiant. So if you guys like Xdefiant or have any issues, go complain to him. No, just kidding. But yeah, he's a good dude and definitely worth the follow and checking him out.
Hey, we also got JKG Brandon in the house, guys. Another Raid content creator. Make sure you guys go show him some love. Brandon, drop your links in the chat, please. As for myself, I'm going to do 2 shout outs. One is going to go to Priest Guardian, who is a viewer, and I mean, I go on the forums here and there, and he's like, always showing support and love, putting me on, like, go check this guy out. Like, he's he's just a phenomenal guy. Even though sometimes he doesn't agree with my views of what I've got, he's just, again, great, phenomenal guy, longtime supporter of the channel. So big shout out to him. Thank you so much. And then my next one is actually going to go to somebody who is very new on the scene and who came in a little earlier today. So let me make sure I do not butcher his name, but it's going to go to Kurzad Gaming. Very, very new channel. He's only got a couple of videos out, but he is partaking in this Hydra challenge. So make sure you guys go check him out over on YouTube. You know, he's just starting out, and I know a lot of us in the beginning were very cringeworthy. If you go look at some of my earlier videos or anybody else's, you're gonna look at it. I mean, he's got solid advice in his, you know, in his videos, and he's definitely improving. And just like Brunt, you know, I'm here to help. I'm best that I can do. Audio is not my thing though, so we got to figure that out. Maybe I got to upgrade my microphone. Who knows? But guys, thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you all so much for hanging out for the last 2 hours, listening to us just talk about Raid Shadow Legends. It means so much to all of us, and I hope that you are ready for next week to see exactly who is going to become the new Hydra boss, who is actually going to win. Will it be Kenpachi? Free to play? Will it be...
No way.
Will it be, who knows, Bronco Gaming? I mean, there's a lot of people out there, but make sure you check us out next week for the Sunday podcast of the Knights of Teleria. And as for Twitch, we are going to raid Mr. Grim Reaper TV. Also, any day, I think he's expecting a baby, so make sure you guys show him some love when we go there. As always, guys, much love, much appreciation. Be safe, be well. Remember, be good to each other. And as always, we'll catch you next time.